Huh? Wait a minute. Did you hear that beep? They changed it since last stream? It usually does this really loud, annoying ring. All right. Hello, hello, hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Yeah, that was like the little dingiest ring I've ever heard. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fine Tuesday and Wilds of Eldraine release day to y'all. Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Yeah, I wasn't even sure the stream was starting when I heard that. I was like, what? What is going on? Stone Rain DM Posties or Rucker K-Dog Dylan Hunter Death by Administration. How is everyone today? It is finally full Wilds of Eldraine time. We did some early accessing last week, but now we have best of 3. Now we have all the cards. Now we can see what the meta looks like. And I am pretty excited because we are doing 2 of my favorite things today. Eating food and playing Panharmonicons. What could be better? What could be better than food and Panharmonicons? So the plan for today, we're going to check out a couple of different decks. I really want to try out this Knight of Sweet's Revenge deck. I feel like Knight of Sweet's Revenge is kind of a sleeper that might actually be really good in Standard or somewhere. The idea that you can tap all of your food for mana, really intriguing to me. So I want to try some Sultai Knight of Sweet's Revenge food action, which gets to play a ton of new cards. I mean, Knight of Sweet's Revenge, The End, Greta, Gumdrop Poisoner, Goose Mother, Welcome to Sweet Tooth, Tough Cookie, Musma Dread Knight. Almost our entire deck outside of our little removal suite here is brand new Wilds of Eldraine cards. So is it that good? Is it going to work? We will find out, but I am intrigued by this idea. And then, of course, as our backup, we have Panharmonicons for days. 2 different Panharmonicons decks. Panharmonicon was held over towards the end of early access day, so we didn't really get to do much Panharmoniconing. We played like 1 game, but now we have, for what I believe is the first time ever, 2 Panharmonicons in Standard. We got Elish Norn, maybe the best Panharmonicon of all time. Virtue of Knowledge, our enchantment Panharmonicon with an adventure upside. So we got Blue-White Panharmonicon, we got Band Panharmonicon. So that's the plan for today. We're checking out new Standard with some super spicy value-y decks. Gonna play some Gruul Bard class with Ruby, Daring Tracker, Agatha. Yeah, Bard class got some really big upgrades. Everyone seems to think that Beseech Mirror means 8 Shieldrids or 1 ring, but what they don't actually realize is it's actually our 104th Siege Rhino like Garfield intended. So this morning, I had that deck. I posted like a week ago of Oops All Shieldrids, and I actually loaded it up, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna try this, and I found out it was actually way less interesting to actually play than I thought. The idea of every card's a Shieldred is funny. T-shaped, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you. The idea of every card being a Shieldred is funny. The problem that I didn't really think through, though, is Shieldred's legendary, so we can only ever have 1 on the battlefield. So with like 34 rhinos or whatever, we could actually get like, 2, 3, 4 rhinos, and it was really funny. That doesn't really happen with the Shieldred deck, because you can only have 1. We can kind of get 2 with Apprentice's Folly, but I don't know if I'm actually going to use the deck now for a video. That was my initial plan, was to use it for a video, but now I'm just not sold on it, because even like when it works, it's like, I play a Shieldred. If it dies, I get another one, and it's just not all that interesting to actually watch. So I guess, yeah, I could go Mirror Box direction, I guess. Maybe that would be where, I guess, would Mirror Box count? I guess we could play Mirror Box. We can even tutor it up with Beseech the Mirror. We can sack it to Beseech the Mirror. Maybe that's the direction to go, just to be able to have multiples on the battlefield. It would be pretty funny to have them all on the battlefield. Dan Wildfire. I am excited for Vegas. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone out there. Who's going to Vegas this year? Yeah, no Spark Double in Standard, unfortunately. There is, so you can make non-legendary copies with the Apprentice's Folly. So you got to make non-legendary copies with Apprentice's Folly, and then you could theoretically clone them. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to do it. Maybe Mirror Box is the way to go with Apprentice's Folly in there. Maybe I'll keep working on it. Why not Fat non-legendary 4-drop? Yeah, I mean, that would be the other direction, but Shieldred is just such a meme because it's so heavily played that I don't know if it would be as funny if we just took like another decent non-legendary 4-drop. Like it reminds me of, yeah, I considered Rododropic for the deck too. That would technically be a Shieldred. Back in the day with the Siege Rhino deck, I think it worked because Siege Rhino was such a like talked about card that everyone was like angry about discussing, etc. I don't know if it works if you just play like a random good value-y card. Although like It would be pretty funny with like wing mantle chaplain or something. Could you imagine just like making wing mantle chaplains again and again and again? That would actually be kind of funny. Maybe we try something like that. But anyway, that's not the plan for today. The plan for today, playing some food, playing some Panharmonicons. First, hey Cat Cam fan, how are you? I have a cat for you to see. Hey Cece, come here, Cece. Say hello to your fans. Say hello to your fans. Say hello. There you go. Say hi to everyone. Can you give them a meow? Yeah. Can you say hello? Say hello. Oh, there you go, Cease. Go enjoy your cat life. Anyway, reminders. Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Whoa stuff starting this week. Also got some fun special videos coming out in the near future. I finally actually did decide to do the least balanced cycle video. We like came up offhand in a podcast or something, and I started thinking about it. So that's going to be coming out in a bit. There's some other like interesting, unique stuff that I'm actually, there's a video that it's going to be coming out. I'm really curious to see what people think of it. It's something different than I've ever tried to make before, and I think it'd be super interesting. Oh yeah, I also had this idea. Okay, what do you think of this concept? Would you watch this? So here's the concept. So I was thinking we do a stream. Aw, well, Cat Cam fan, I hope you have a great work day. So we do a stream, but the stream's going to be mostly for a YouTube video. And the concept is this. We have to win a game in every format with a specific card. I don't know what the best Wilds of Eldraine card would be, but here's what I was thinking. We have to keep streaming and playing until we manage to win Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Vintage. I guess we could throw Historic in there too, 6 formats. So like, I don't know what the best option would be from Wilds of Eldraine. It would almost be like a cross format against the odds, like maybe Regal Bunnycorn. Maybe that's actually too good. But like, we start off in Standard, we build a deck, we play until we win. Shouldn't be too hard. Like winning with Bunnycorn in Standard, it shouldn't take us that many matches. But then we got to go back to Pioneer, and it's gonna be a little bit harder. Although Pioneer, I think Bunnycorn might actually be good. Same with Historic. But then we get back to Modern, and it's like, oh, gonna be really tough. Then you get back to Legacy and Vintage, and I don't even know, how do you ever win? How many hours would we have to play to win with Bunnycorn in a format like Vintage? How do you even build a Vintage Bunnycorn deck? I think that would actually be kind of fun. Is Bunnycorn gonna break Vintage? So I don't know, we might try that sometime. The downside would be, since it would also be for YouTube, would probably not have like all the stuff popping up on screen just because it's awkward for the YouTube video. But we might try that sometime for fun, because I think it would be something different and fun to try. A reminder that try and play it with the same deck in every format. Would that be more interesting or less interesting? I almost think it would be less interesting, because I'm actually intrigued by the idea of like, how do we take and build a Bunnycorn deck for Vintage? I think just playing the Standard deck and getting smacked a bunch of times, like, that would be fine, and eventually we'd like get lucky and win, probably, maybe, hopefully. But I'm actually kind of interested in like, what if you have the whole card pool? Could you build some sort of like ridiculous combo, like turn 2 bunny kill deck? Lord Kinabote, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Well, maybe we'll try it then. Maybe we'll try it. It seems like people are down for the idea. A reminder that our sponsor day is Card Kingdom. If you need to pre-order, I guess now order some Wilds of Eldraine, you get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Even get a free goldfish ticker. Otherwise, oh, you already did it. You beat me to it, Stone Rain. Thank you. Merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playmats, get away, support the stream and the channel, and the site donations. Always appreciated, never required. $2 or more, get your message read on stream. McFly, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. So let's talk about deck number 1. We're starting off with Knight of Sweet's Revenge. So this is Sultai Food. Oh, Basic Island would be too easy. You could play top tier decks in every format with Basic Island, I think. He says, so Crim at my LGS, he was doing a Wild pre-release. Oh, sweet. Oh, that's awesome. Well, tell him hello next time you run into him. So what is the idea of this deck? We are a food deck. Why would you possibly fill your deck with cards like Tough Cookie and Welcome to Sweet Tooth and the Goose Mother and Gumdrop Poisoner and Greta's Sweet Tooth Scourge? Well, there's a couple of reasons to make a bunch of food. One of them Intruder Alarm is coming to Arena, but it's banned. So you have to play it in like Historic Brawl. It's banned in Historic though, unfortunately. One of the bannings I didn't exactly agree with, but he said there's an interesting combo that I'm trying to create. It's rebuild the city with a new Orzhov Manland. It's a lot of damage and drain. Ooh, that is kind of spicy. I didn't think about those lands having attack triggers. That is kind of sweet, isn't it? Hello, Seth. Longtime viewer, first-time Twitch watcher. You're awesome. Oh, well, Matthew Stewart, you're awesome. Welcome to the stream. So why would you fill your deck with food? The big one is Knight of Sweet's Revenge. This card, I think, is a sleeper from Wilds of Eldraine. 4-mana enchantment, ETB's food. Your food tap for green, and you can pay 7 sack it, and give your creatures +X until end of turn, where X is the number of food you control. So essentially, mana production, food production, and maybe even a finisher in conjunction with some of our creatures. The other payoff for a bunch of food is Greta. Greta lets us sack food to put counters on things, sack food to draw cards. We make a ton of food with the Goose Mother. Welcome to Sweet Tooth, also kind of a payoff, makes a human then a food, and then puts counters on something equal to the number of food we control. Tough Cookies, 2 food in 1. So it's essentially like food value aggro-y. Also relatively budget friendly everywhere except Arena. On Arena, like, the mana base is just a lot of rares. Also very interested to see just how good the Tough Cookie's a sweet card. There's so many good food puns in this set. Also curious to see how good the end is. This is a card that Crimstake, if you listen to the podcast this week, Crimstake it's a card that can essentially end Sheoldred's reign in Standard. Is the end going to be that? I mean, Crim was really high on it. I mean, I think the end is a good card. I'm not sure. Is it a format defining card? Is it like, I don't know. I remember Richard and Crim were like, well, maybe you gotta like diversify, not play 4 Sheoldreds, but play like 2 Sheoldreds and some other stuff so you don't get the ended. I don't know if it goes that. I guess we'll see. It is good against the Oops All Sheoldred deck. That's the nightmare if that's your only win con. Arena introducing bugs again, or why are there 2 color card gold frame? Wait, I'm not sure what card you're referring. Oh god. Okay. Also, I think Mosswood Dread Knight secretly. Actually, not secretly. I think people know this card's good, but I'm still on the Mosswood Dread Knight being really, really good train. Ooh. Okay. Well, Dread Knight. Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. Knight of Sweet's Revenge. We'll keep this. We'll put one of the welcomes to the bottom. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable start. Does it matter that you're running 2 Sheoldreds does it matter if you're running 2 Sheoldreds if you're running 4 Beseech Smears? That's true. Oh, is this mono red? I would like to think that food should be good against mono red. If we're not beating mono red, what are we even doing with our lives? Let's just play Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. The thing about food is you can actually crack them to gain life if you need to. Are you going to play with the new Ashiok at some point? Yes, we definitely will. I want to try the Ashiok combo. What cards are high on your list that you want to see that we haven't played yet? Invasion of Tarkir. All right, gonna kill our token. Sure. We could really use another land. If we can get down these Knight of Sweet's Revenges, we're kind of in business. Greeting Goose Mother are gold frame, but shouldn't be. Only 3+ color cards should be. Ah, interesting. What does Greta and Goose Mother look like in paper? Do they not look like that? I really don't want to block. You know what? We're gonna not block. We might regret this because they're gonna flip that dragon. We do not draw land. We make a big dork. We make a food. We play a Greta. We make a food. Are we the aggro? Maybe we're the aggro. Hit our opponent down to 16. Come on, deck. We need that land. We need that land. Opponent. If opponent gets 2 permanents, they get to flip this dragon, which I am very frightened of. Opponent. Lightning Strike. That also lets them flip the dragon. Okay, opponent's on the dragon plan. They flip the dragon. I mean, we're going to make a pretty big human token, though. That is a 7/7. Oh, we just cannot draw. Cannot draw this land. Go to combat. Hit you for 8. Opponent takes it. Dread Whispers, not a land. Oh god. Where are our lands? Where are our lands? Yeah, not being able to get on this Night of Sweet's Revenge is going to be a problem. Is this not the same frame that Goose Mother has? Hopefully we draw Goose Mother. I feel like, is this the wrong frame? Did I miss it? I feel like, don't all the 2-color cards have the gold frame? Opponent with a big attack, Well, I guess we gotta draw a removal spell right this second. We drew the land, but it's too late to actually matter. So, okay, our 1 out is what? We have to hit exactly go for the throat? Oh, if we had hit this land 1 turn sooner, we would have won this game going away. Ebb and Flow, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Is there any other option? We fire up this, doesn't matter. Dread Knight, we still die. Yeah, I mean, that's our only shot at this point. Oh, I'm missing so many. Okay, come on, Magic Gods, come on. All we gotta do is draw a go for the throw, and we're good. Make disappear. Boo. Boo, 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 boo. Well, let's bring in a Gumdrop Poisoner. That seems good against. We are not. I mean, I guess we can bring in a couple of cut downs. We are not very set for mono red. I love watching the cookie decks. Do you think there's a way that you could run it with blue for running Forging the Anchor? It's a card I've been wanting to make work. What is Forging the Anchor? Is that the, like... Forging the Anchor. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Oh, okay. Get any number of artifacts. So it's like lead the Stampede for artifacts. I mean, you could. It would definitely be possible to splash another color. Card advantage, not bad. It's even card advantage that doesn't care about Shieldred, which is a added bonus. Well, this does not seem like the best end matchup. Wow. Oh no. How do we not be mono red? Shouldn't mono red just be like an auto win? You should have left out black. Black. The end would have been oh, that's right. Gonna have to remember that. I'm not used to thinking about Fateful Hour. Fateful Hour, literally one of the most forgettable mechanics that has ever been created, I think. On the short list of most forgettable mechanics. Forgettable. I mean, Outer Edge is a game I think looked correct. Just a deck builder. Oh yeah, Arena's pretty buggy on release day, so it might just be Arena doing Arena things. Really, you love Fateful Hour. I think you might be the first person who I have ever heard say that. This is an instant. All right. Well, play the land. Pass the turn. We are constantly making the land drop hitting look very challenging with this this game. Formidable is also pretty forgettable. There's actually a lot of mechanics like that. There's a lot of mechanics in Magic that are not like, they're not bad. They're just not really memorable. You think pack should have been higher? Wait, are you talking about the podcast? Well, let's play. So we play Dread Knight, they kill it. The next turn we're kind of priced into exiling it. I guess that's fine. All right, play the Dread Knight, play the land. Yeah, we did a unique take. I'm curious. I don't know if any of you saw the Commander Clash podcast that went up today. We did a free spell bracket. All right, Lightning Strike. Well, at least that's not hitting our face. The Dread Knight can come back. We would like to draw an untapped land. Bloodthirsty Adversary, sure. Hits us. Can we draw a land? Yes. Okay, so 1, 2. Actually, should we just let that go to waste? Maybe we should. Yeah, I think... Oh, are we really going to let it go to waste? I hate to give up the value. big dog like yours. Hey, congratulations, Bits and Bytes. Curious, how often do you walk your dog and how long do you walk your dog? So I take Barrow usually, so he can, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so he can go outside when he wants to and kind of just like wander around the yard and so forth. Dread Knight looking bad right now. Well, I mean, we are facing down mono red. I think we play a Dread Knight. Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. Pass the turn. Dread Knight goes away for now. I mean, against mono red, we just gotta like stop taking so much damage is the idea. Opponent, play with fire, all the burn spells. Goes attacking. Well, we will block. We draw a land. Well, play the land. This is one of the matchups where paying to get it back is actually kind of painful. Painful and risky. So I take Bear out. He gets two walks a day for sure. We go out in the morning and we go out at like the evening. And then he can wander the yard in between. I'm lucky that I live out in the middle of nowhere, so he can kind of wander, which is how sometimes he runs away into the woods or whatever. But we're usually out for like a half hour or so, like give or take. Half hour, 45 minutes. And he can just kind of roam and explore and so forth. Are we really going to let this Dread Knight go to waste? That feels so bad, but that might be necessary. Well, let's play Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. Yeah, we're gonna get back we might regret this. Well, there's a Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Are we going to die? Oh, and they draw the land. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Opponent with the big attack. We take our beats. Down to 8. Follow-up. Furnace Punisher. As a 4/4. Okay. That's also not super good. Well, grow the dork, make a food. So if we play Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Oh, it's so slow here. We do have a 5/5. How do we not die though? I guess we gotta do it this way. Crack the food. Gain some life. Gumdrop Poisoner. Kill the bloodthirsty adversary. And this thing has menace. Oh, we are getting straight up punished. Punished by the Punisher. Well, that gets to the 4 drops, which is not ideal. Opponent, lightning strikes. And goes to combat. We block the Swift Spear. We drop to 3. We drop to 1. We draw land. We grow the token. Play the land. 1/2, 1/2. I mean, we gotta kill the Furnace Punisher, right? We might be okay. So we can get rid of the Furnace Punisher. And all the copies of it everywhere. Ooh. Ooh. Last card is a pretty good one. All right, get rid of all the Furnace Punishers. Well, the end, not bad there. Fateful Hour actually paying off. So we play this. We can crack a food. we play this, we can crack a food. And go up to 4. Yeah, let's play the Dread Knight. Crack a food. Go up to 4. This should keep us alive, right? So we go to 4 for now. Even if our opponent can kick this, we can block. We go to 1 off Lightning Strike. It's going to be close. This is going to be very close. Thundering Raju. Good, but not actually deadly. And we have another Gumdrop Poisoner for next turn. Ooh, that's big. That's real big. That's real big. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, do you have to tap? Oh, you do have to tap and sack. Does this still work? 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't. Well, in that case, let's sack a food. Gain 3. I guess we gotta wait till next turn for the Gumdrop Poisoner. Gain 3, poison. Well, I guess we can make a food first. Make another food. Poisoner. Poisoner's looking pretty good here. Get rid of the Raju. And now I think we start smacking them. Get in for 8 with the biggest human ever. Hey, what's up, Ancient Narwhal? Yeah, we're trying some Sultai Food to kick things off today. So how was everyone's pre-release? What was the pre-release experience like? How is wow, an opponent scoops it up? Well, maybe food is good against mono red. How was the pre-release experience? Any good opens? How's limited? I haven't played any limited yet. Hey, is the Cookie Monster deck working? It felt really good. It's always tough to know on early access day, like, how real a deck is, just because early access is like such a unique meta. But it felt very good. It felt like a powerful deck. 5-0 with blue-black value. Limited is sick. Oh, I'm gonna have to try it. I don't play that much limited, but I'm gonna have to do it. Had an awkward moment understanding the young hero role, but otherwise very pleasant. I feel like, hey, thank you, actually, Northern. I feel like the role mechanic is kind of a miss. Like, so I just played it for yesterday's Budget Magic on the YouTube. It functioned fine. Like, the problem I have with it isn't that it doesn't function. The issue I have with it, I guess we're gonna try this. Hopefully maybe we just need to add a 25th land to this deck. Maybe 24 is not gonna cut it. The issue I have is I don't know if you need 8 different ones to achieve the goal. Like, I guess flavor-wise, I see what they're going for. They want to, like, you have all these different roles. You get to choose what role you want to be. So flavor-wise, it makes some amount of sense, but yeah, I guess we just run out the Dread Knight, do a little blocking, hopefully. But it is a lot to keep track of, and the reward is so little. Like, having a lot to keep track of, but there's some big payoff that makes it worth it. That makes sense, but a lot to keep track of and the payoff is minimal. Those are some of my least favorites. Wow, it's Furnace Punisher. So we can't the end yet. I mean, I guess we just play Greta here and make a food. Furnace Punisher seems like a pretty good card. Impressive. If they can follow this up with a Thundering Raju, we are getting mono-redded out of this game off the treasure. Oh, God. Okay, or maybe they just play all the Furnace Punishers. Oh, and we can only the end one of them? Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. So, technically... Actually, no, I guess it doesn't matter. They get to draw a card for each one exiled from their hand. I was going to say, technically, the right timing for this is draw step, but I don't actually think that matters. Because even if they draw it, they'll just draw a fresh card. I mean, we got to deal with these Furnace Punishers, at least some of them. We could play a 4/4 Goose Mother. We have a food we can sack. Double Furnace Punisher. Is Furnace Punisher a good card? Is it actually like a staple level card? What are the odds they have a third Furnace Punisher? It can't be high, right? There's no way. There's no way. Furnace Punisher might be too strong. Ban it. Ban it. I thought it was Shieldred that was the problem, but this single game has made me change my mind. We need a rebalancing. We need a rebalance. Seriously. Seriously. Well, I mean, I think we're dead no matter what we do if they just top deck Thundering Raju. It's a pretty impressive hand. Alright, well, Raju's down, but unclear how we survive the Furnace Punishing here. We're taking 4 a turn from our opponent doing nothing, which is problematic, I would say. And opponent's got 2 hasty 2/2s in hand. One of the funnier consequences of delayed rotation is there's now so many non-basic lands being played. Really, opponent's just going for it. Huh. That's an aggressive attack. Yeah, there are a lot of non-basics yet at this point. Will you be in Vegas? I want to get my Ween shirt shine. I have never signed a Ween shirt. And yes, I will be in Vegas, and I would love to sign a Ween shirt. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think this is awkward, but I think we actually have to double block a Furnace Punisher. Like, if we don't get these Furnace Punishers off the battlefield, we are just going to die. So we drop to 6, we drop to 4. We draw land. We play the land. I guess we play Greta. We make a food. I mean, sacking food can kind of undo Furnace Punisher damage-ish. Sort of, right? And opponent. Wow, another hasty threat. Swift Spear. And also Charming Scoundrel with a Wicked Roll. And also Bloodthirsty Adversary. What a mono red game. Yeah. And runs it out. Does this mean we're literally dead? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think this means we're dead, right? So we block here. We block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we take 7 no matter what. I think our opponent sideboarded out. the Godric's, maybe. Food and Monicon. This is not a Panharmonicon food deck. Food and Panharmonicon are separate. We're playing food and then Panharmonicon. I don't know if there's a way to mash them together. Like, would the Panharmonicon be worth it in the arena? Paladin, I do have your Blood Moons. They will be returning to you shortly. But yes, so we're all good. We're all good with the Blood Moonings. Thank you for sending them in. Oh no, arena. Early access or a release date for arena. You never know. You never know. We don't even have a Gilded Goose. I think Gilded Goose might be considered too strong for standard now. Aww. There's always the risk of trying to do things on the day a new set releases. You never know when arena is just going to do this. I feel like we've talked about this before. How common is this when a game updates? I don't play too many games that update. Arena's full of food. Is it just like normal? Like, is it normal that when a game updates, it's going to go through like a day of struggling? It's funny because the last few set releases have been smooth. Like, smoother than normal. But today it's kind of back to the hit or miss era of arena. The new pack opening overlay is very nice. That's a nice quality of lifestyle upgrade. It looks way better than the old one. Oh no. Waiting for I don't understand enough about how the behind the scenes stuff of games work. Is it the server that's the issue? The game that's the issue? Oh, did I tell you that so my little brother was around this weekend. My little brother, he's the one that's out in Utah playing basketball. Irish Ranger, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 35th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. So him and his girlfriend, spur of the moment, decided to get a puppy. They decided, and they gave the puppy like their combined names, like they're some celebrity couple or something. So it's like half of their names together. But anyway, so then they realized, oh wait a minute. I'm super busy traveling for basketball. His girlfriend graduated. She was going to like teach or do something. So what are we going to do with this puppy? So they realize, okay, we're going to bring the puppy back to New York, and we'll have someone puppy sit it for the next 6 months while I'm playing basketball during the season. So the puppy came out this weekend. It's like a 5-month-old cockapoo puppy. It is kind of the funniest thing seeing him with Bear, because I think the puppy's 9 pounds. It's just like this little curly 9-pound puppy, and Bear's like 170 or something. So Bear's like 20 of him. That at first the little puppy was so scared of Bear. He was fine around other dogs. I think it was just how big Bear is, and Bear just wants to like play, and he goes like would take a step towards the puppy, look towards the puppy, and the puppy just like run and hide under someone, run in the other room and hide. But now they're good. It took the puppy a little while, but now they're kind of friends, and it is the hilarious Odd Couple thing. Just the size difference is so funny to see. Esper Enchantments, eh? Ooh. Sten is a card I kind of forgot about. I've not seen many Stens. So this is a card I think that really suffers from being legendary. If it was not legendary, I think it would be much better. Then you could stack it up like Goblin Electromancer. I mean, that looks sweet. I did have one person get me during early access with Area Asinine Antics, so it is a thing that you can do. I wonder, do you think that... my question is going to be in a deck like this, like, how good is Area when you don't really have that many auras? Is it going to be... like, if the combo's just Area and Asinine Antics, is that going to be good enough? Definitely a cool idea. I like the Light Pause synergy. Wow, Arena might just be... is Arena done? We can't even get out of Arena. That is a bad sign. Well, I mean, I guess worst case if Arena dies, I guess we try to go to Moto. Although I think Moto's actually having issues too. Oh, avert your eyes, chat. This desktop is clean, very clean and organized. Arena's dead for... oh no. The backup plan for today was, we can go and do a draft on Moto, but drafts are down. That is a totally reasonable number of icons. It's no a totally normal. Does your desktop not look like that? I thought everyone's desktop looked like that. My mom said that everyone's desktop looks like that. Venerous, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. You have 5 icons. How do you function with just 5 icons? Don't you need more things than that? Wait, so limited on Moto's also not working? Oh no, what are we gonna do? So Arena seems to... so is this doing this for everyone then? Is this just normal at the moment that Arena's dead? So we can't... oh, the deck was cool too! Bizito! Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 20th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Not to break, but my fiance got me a full playset of SDCC Wayne Reynolds Planeswalkers for our anniversary. Congratulations. That's awesome. I have everything hidden on the desktop, so not even a trash can is showing. I like the minimalist look. That's probably a better plan. Wait, is it gonna let me in? Well, we're gonna try Moto if this doesn't work. Let's see. Oh, come on, Magic Gods. Come on, let us. Ooh. Waiting for server. I feel like they need to like launch the set a day before they actually launch the set, just so they can get the bugs out of it. It's kind of like if we have a podcast. It's kind of like if we have a podcast at noon, we just have to like tell Krim that it's actually 11 a.m. because then he'll be there at noon on Krim time. You just got to account for those things. I feel like Wizards could learn to do that with Arena. All right, Moto. This is your chance, Moto. Moto's been waiting and lurking. Everyone talking about Arena. And here comes Old Faithful Moto. Will Old Faithful Moto let us play Magic today? I'm gonna be very disappointed if limited is down as well. So who all's going to Vegas? Who's going to Vegas today? Or not today, this month? Yeah, the classic startup noise. I mean, I haven't really built non-standard decks. I guess we could try to like play something in Modern with the new cards. What would be our Modern? Oh, I know our food deck was sweet too. Oh, the Moto sound effects are so bad. They're so bad. I don't know why they don't get rid of them. It sounds so outdated. You should revisit the surgical extraction deck. Are we gonna have to? Yeah, let's go to Twitter and see what Arena and Moto are saying. Let's see. MTG Arena. Give us some updates. Oh, okay. So Arena is talking about their stream. No, Arena. Okay, so nothing. What about Magic Online? Okay. Magic Online, are you functioning? Treasure chests have been updated. We're aware of an issue with Wilds of Eldraine limited events requiring 60 card decks. Drafting can continue while we investigate. Wait. So does this mean we should or shouldn't draft? All right, is it going to make us build a 60 card deck? Oh, I don't want to build a 6. Oh, League is paused, so we can't even draft. Oh, what do we do, chat? What do we do? We're running out of options. Are we gonna brew a Modern deck? We can buy this. We can buy this event token to have all access to everything, so we'll have the cards. We can't even get in the event though. I'd be okay with the 60 card special if we could do it, but they have the leagues actually taken down. What are the chances? What are the chances that there's 2 different Magic clients now run by 2 very different companies, and neither one of them can function on release day for the big fall set? Neither one. I wish I had some sealed product. If I had a booster box, we'd open a booster box. We can open some treasure chests, I guess. I don't know if that's appealing. So what can we play? So what from the set could we actually build around? If I buy the all access pass, so we have all the cards, what deck could we actually build to play on Moto? Or maybe Arena starts working again. So Agatha Soul Cauldron. Oh, I wish I would have built decks ahead of time if I had realized we were gonna play Modern today. Would have tried to build some decks. So what is exciting to play in formats like Modern or Pioneer? Bushwarts, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Zoom here for you. Agatha Soul Cauldron has some potential. It's going to be tough to brew the deck around it, though. It would be easy to put it into an existing deck, like Yogg or Hardened Scales, but actually brewing a new deck around it is going to be tricky. Beseech the Mirror is obviously kind of ridiculous. Kellen could show up in Pioneer Hammer time, although I don't know how people are feeling about Pioneer at the moment. Definitely, like, all the Painter Monicons would be fun, but I think that's more of an against the odds deck. I feel like we might need the power of editing, because it might be one of those decks where we lose a lot before we do the cool things. Cauldron combo. Is there anything else? Elusive Otter Prowess, although I think that'd have to be Pioneer probably. 1/1's kind of not the best in Modern at the moment. I'm disappointed, Wizards. I am disappointed. Regal Bunnycorn probably better in Pioneer too. There's a lot of cards that like are kind of on the fence. Sir Ginger, but the decks it goes in are kind of normal. Tangled Colony. Now we have Tangled Colony and Hornet's Nest. Tangled Colony and Hornet's Nest in Blasphemous Act. Oh. Hilda, I think, would be impossible in Modern. I've had a hard time getting Hilda to do its thing in Standard, so I think Modern would be the next level up. Pioneer Rats, play Pioneer. Ooh, Peregrine took combo. I feel like we've played a ton of token decks recently because of Lord of the Rings, so I don't know, do people want more of those? I do enjoy those. Hardened Scales could play Sir Ginger in Agatha. That would be an easy one. Pick cards for new multi-format stream you were talking about. Start brewing on that. Ooh, that could work. We could go that direction. Are they really not going to let us play any Magic? Is Arena still not? Let's check Arena one more time before we jump into something. Bard class is neat. And Bard class did get a bunch of additions. Like, that is... Oh, wait, that loaded much quicker. But maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe that's because we haven't went to the... Wait. Wait, is it going to work again? This is farther than it went before, right? Maybe Arena... Oh, waiting for server. Waiting for server. I heard a sound effect. Did they fix it? Okay. Brief break to check in on Magic Online, but apparently Arena's sort of back now, maybe. What about Brew next Commander Clash deck? Ooh. So I'm playing for our first, who knows with Arena. For our first Wilds of Eldraine Commander Clash, I'm going to play... Well, we'll see if Arena even works. We still might be going back to Bard class. So I'm going to play Hilda. So I'm playing Hilda for the first Commander Clash. I've already been working on a deck, but I'm curious. Is there any... What would you do with Hilda, and what direction would you go? And is there any super spicy addition? So Hilda... It wants you to tap things, essentially. Like, tap your opponent's stuff, keep tapping your opponent's stuff. Your reward for tapping is you can pay a mana to make 4/4s, put counters on your stuff, or scry 2 and draw a card. So, preordain, essentially. So, obviously, if you're going to play Hilda... you want to be tapping your opponent's stuff. If you want to go super deep, you can be giving your... Ooh, Tanglewire. Tanglewire could be cool. Oh, Opposition was the first card. That Opposition is actually the biggest reason I wanted to play Hilda. Yeah, Arena's kind of up. We're seeing, maybe there's no one here to play with because everyone else thinks it's down. We're seeing if it lets us into a game. But yeah, we're technically on Arena at the moment. We got back in. Opposition was the main reason I wanted to play it, because Opposition's actually kind of brutal. Those cards I was on the fence with, like Gideon's Lawkeeper, like actual tappers. Do you think those cards are worth it? Like, Gideon's Lawkeeper is a 1-mana 1/1, pay 1, tap it to tap a creature. I kind of shied away from those. I think there's... Actually, I can show you where my deck list is at right now. So the direction I went, and I don't know if this is the best way to go, I actually played very few creatures. And instead was trying to use... kind of spell-based tappers. There's like Niblis of the Frost. When you cast it on an instant or sorcery, you can tap a creature, doesn't untap the next untap step. There's a enchantment that does something similar. Quiet Contemplation. Cast a night creature spell, pay 1, tap a creature, doesn't untap during its opponent untap step. So my thinking was to try to take in like cast our spells that tap creatures, or counter spells or removal spells, use those to tap down creatures, use Hilda to draw cards. Mind Over Matter is also like kind of busted. Oh yeah, Arena's been very, very, very crashy today. I'm still not sure if we're actually in it. We might have to go back to Magic Online. I'm going to restart Arena one more time, and if it doesn't work, then we're going to assume it's not working. The other one I was very... No, you have to tap them. So like Blind Obedience or whatever wouldn't work, because they just enter tap. So I need to be untapped and then tapped. The other card I've been on the fence on is Mind Over Matter. So Mind Over Matter seems ridiculous. I had Frost Titan and I cut it. I've been on the fence as to whether I should play it or not. Mind Over Matter is just like busted. That's kind of the issue. I'm afraid that it might be too good. maybe that's not something that's worth worrying about. Let's see if it actually lets us in a game. So Mind Over Matter is like just a notorious combo piece. Discard a card to tap or untap target artifact, creature, or land. So we Verity Circles it. That was another one of the first cards I added to the deck. Is Mind Over Matter too good? I'm currently playing Mind Over Matter, but only the One Ring is a combo. I cut anything else that could combo with it. So there is Mind Over Matter One Ring, which just draws your entire deck. I feel dirty about the combos, but Mind Over Matter is really good with Hilda, because Hilda can draw you a card, so you can discard a card you don't need to Mind Over Matter, tap something down, trigger Hilda, pay 1, preordain to draw another card. So it's kind of like a really slow filtering looping option. So I think it's worth it for Hilda, but I am a little bit worried that I'm just accidentally going to combo off and win. Are we in a game? Whoa, arena. Settle down, arena. We are doomed to one landers no matter what we do. How many lands are in this deck, chat? Did I not put enough lands in this deck? Ooh, exhaustion is sweet. Yeah, it could work like a extra turn style deck almost. Just tapping down. I guess it's harder with a 4-player game. But tapping down your opponent's stuff can kind of work like extra turns. 24 lands. That should be enough, right? I guess we could try to go to 20. Where's our lands? Stun counter tribal with the bad stun cards. Yeah, stun is an interesting mechanic. Speaking of stun, what do you think of stunning lands? Wizards obviously is very, very... If we don't draw a land, I might just scoop here. Yeah. Sorry, chat. Beseech the Mirror is just the One Ring with extra steps. It's anything with extra steps that cost 4 or less. I don't know how much we sideboard without knowing what our opponent's doing. Like, are they blue-black control? Are they fairies? I guess that would have been a reason to stick around for a minute or two just to, like, see more of our opponent's cards before we scooped if we wanted to be, like, super spiky about it. Yeah, let's try it like that. What about stun counters on lands? They won't print land destruction. What about something that's like 2 mana, tap a land, put 3 stun counters on it? Is that too much? Is that too strong in 2023? What about... There's got to be a way to do it, right? Please no. Spreading Seas... that's just Wizard. It can't be too much. My mind still cannot comprehend. When I fired up Arena today... They had the, like, ban card list. They always have the ban card list. And the ban card list, it had Spreading Seas between, like, Necro and Blood Moon or something. Just, like, between these actually, really, legitimately, truly busted cards, there sits a very, very not truly busted, even a little card. I like the idea of stun counters on lands. Do I think Mosswood Dread Knight is good? I do. I think Mosswood Dread Knight is among the best cards in the set, I think. I'm very high. We'll see, maybe I'm wrong. It was our first game that we actually got to play with the deck against Mono Red. It was actually a little clunky. But then that was also against Mono Red, so, Getting down Kaido would be nice, but getting Kaido countered would not be nice. Let's go Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. This feels like a make disappear kind of turn. Resourceful defenses can move counter. Oh, Siphon Insight. All right. Opponent wants some of our food. My guess is still that Spreading Seas has to do with Merfolk more than land destruction. I can't believe it has to do with land destruction. That idea is absurd to me. The idea that it's about land destruction, it is just... It's so ridiculous that I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Cracked a Mosswood Dread Knight pre-release, one every game where I've drawn it. That makes sense. Alright, opponent steals a Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. Well, make a food. Play a tough cookie. Losing that Kaido is kind of a bummer. We had plans for that. We did. Get in with the Dread Knight, hit ya. Opponent gonna chump. Down to 50. Pass the turn. Opponent makes a food. I mean, we have the end if they play Sheoldred to get rid of all the shield. See if it really is the end of Shieldred. Could it actually be? Is an arena down? We got back in. It booted us, and we restarted it, and then we had to log out, and eventually it let us back in. So I don't know if they actually fixed it, or we just got lucky and managed to sneak in for a minute, and we're gonna get kicked again. Tough Cookie's so much better than people think. It really. What is our opponent doing? Autumn Jank, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for the end. This is the end. Beautiful friend. Yeah, there goes the end. I don't know about Arcane Proxy. You don't see ooh, another Dread Knight. I do know that Dread Knight's getting big and tramply. Well. How do we make our opponent die here? So we can fire up Witch's Cottage. That seems pretty safe. We could also just firing up a food's probably better here. So yeah, let's do a little tough cooking. Green, whatever. This lets us draw with the Dread Knight. All right, turn on the food. Go to combat. Attack. All right, opponent. How do you feel about the beatdowns? Dread Knight's looking really good here. I got a Rotisserie Elemental in Food Fight in my Two-Headed Giant. Didn't play either. Imodane Recruiter was awesome, though. Yeah, Imodane's Recruiter is a cool card. I feel like that card might actually be good. Tough Cookie is 2 foods for 2 mana and a mana sink and all one god. Yeah, I mean, it just does so many little things. In some ways, it reminds me of Ginger Brew. It's another card that, like, it looks unassuming, but it's actually very, very powerful in practice. Opponent Island. These, as bad as the Dread Knights looked against Mono Red in our first game, they're looking very good against our opponent at the moment. Like, the grindy aspect of them seems so good in our current standard. Cookies, did you see the YouTube video? Like, cookies are kind of legit. What do you think about the idea? Wow, desperation. What do you think about the idea that we could have a standard where green-white cookies, gingerbread people, was actually like a legit deck? What if that was the best deck in standard? Would that be... Oh, I think, do we just win here? We gotta just win here. Tough Cookie going to prove a bit too much for Dimir control. Turn on the food. Tough Cookie kind of the all-star. Modern cookies. And here they come. And that was a pretty dominating performance for Tough Cookie. Tim and Rhoda is cool with Hilda. Yes, I have both of those in the deck. Cookie getting roasted by Brotherhood End. That is a problem. So white has Brotherhood End. Or no, red had Brotherhood End. White has Temporal Lockdown, which is also brutal against cookies. Also really good against food, which is annoying. Farewell, Sunfall. Like, that's kind of the concern. There are a lot of answers. In an annoyingly large number of answers, I would say. So that is a legit concern. How much can we cut? Dread Knight's good. Maybe we want one Greta. We don't really want to draw multiple Gretas. Kind of want 3 Duresses. Let's try it like that. Cookies versus Cephalid Breakfast versus Cheerios. The hungriest match. What's the hungriest deck in Magic? I'm curious to see how good. Well, this hand has no action. It does have interaction. And we're gonna, you know what? I think we can keep. I don't know if this is correct or not. We're not doing anything for a minute, but the big challenge for this deck has been hitting its land. Oh, chill with the lands. If you ever keep a 5-lander, you know you're drawing land number 6. Those are the rules of Arena. You keep the 5-lander, land number 6, and apparently land number 7 as well. Oh no! Oh no! Well, we have drawn all of our lands, so that's something. Opponent gonna start drawing cards. Hey Seth, do you think you might try a self-mill deck this new season? I mean, I do love the idea of Urborg Lurgive winning games. And now we have Cruel Somnophage, we still got old Stick Fingers and old Rutstein. So yes, I think it's very likely that we will try a food deck at some point. So Restless Cottage. Do we just pass? We wanted, yeah, I think we pass. Next turn we can cycle the Dread Knight if we want to. Yeah, keep siphoning. Thankfully our deck's pretty synergistic, so hopefully our opponent can't steal anything too good with this Siphon Insight. Legend, we needed a self-mill deck. It looked pretty promising. Yeah, we'll have to see. I always take early access results with a very big grain of salt, just because everyone's like trying new things. So same with like the cookie deck. Like, it felt really good and it felt promising, but until you play it outside of early access day, it's really hard to speak too confidently about it, just because early access is kind of like for fun, I think, more than anything. Wow, it's a lot of Siphon Insights. That's a lot of Siphon Insights. Also, Mosswood's kind of sweet with Make Disappear. You can sacrifice it to get in the graveyard and get it back. All right, opponent has exiled most of our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we'll pass the turn. The grind is on. The grind is on. What deck are you playing Bunny in? I'm curious. Bunny's a really cool card. I'm curious where it actually shows up in Standard, though. Opponent. Tacoing, I guess. Well, let's make a food. Boom. Gumdrop Poisoner. Might not be the best Gumdrop Poisoner matchup, but... Untap. Ooh, the end. This is the end. Yeah, let's play Dread Knight. Runner out. Is this Commander? No, this is Wilds of Eldraine. Wilds of Eldraine in Standard. 3 Blind Mice. 3 Blind Mice, I wish we had rotation. It's so hard for me to get too hyped about that card because Wedding Announcement's so busted. That's one of those cases where I think the new card gets a little wrecked by the fact that rotation got canceled this year. Opponent, will you stop exiling our cards? Sweet mother. Opponent has more of our cards in their hand than in our hand, almost. So many Siphon Insights. Opponent, looking at our Dread Knight. Sheoldred's Edict, okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Wait, can we do this now? No. Alright. Your go, opponent. I mean, Dread Knight does keep coming back. Yeah, Gruff Triplets is in the Panharmonicon deck that's also on our list for today. In one of them, there's a green one and a blue-white one. But I think Gruff Triplets is actually pretty sweet. Opponent going to duress. Sure. That's our duress. It's our Dream Root cast opponent. Isn't it cool, though, to think of all the possibilities in non-rotating Standard? I don't know if Standard has ever had this many cards in it. I don't think it has. It hasn't in my lifetime, at least. I know, like, when they were first starting formats, things were weird and wonky. So there might have been a time back in the 90s when there were this many cards. That's also our card. Okay. Well, I mean, we can go for the Throat Rita. This Dread Knight's looking real good here. Alright, opponent makes a food. Well, we have almost slogged through 2 Siphon Insights. Well, okay. Land. Draw a Dread Knight. For your woe cards that can win in all formats, you should try Will Sign of Peace, Life Gain for the win. It does seem good in Soul Sisters. I'm just saying. might be good in Soul Sisters. Dread Knight returns. Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. All right. Oh no! Opponent, stop siphoning us. If your Soul Sisters deck ever wanted to randomly cast Omniscience, if you ever dreamed, if you dream big, Soul Sisters is usually like all 1-drops and 2-drops. If you ever dream big and wanted to like cast an Omniscience, that's the card for you, opponent. Sheoldred's Edict. Are we getting rid of the Dread Knight? Yes. I mean, that's actually, like, this Dread Knight's going off. This is showing the power of the Dread Knight. Please don't exile it from my graveyard as I'm saying the sentence, opponent. But, this is showing the power of the Dread Knight. Opponent's going to dress, take the end. Like, it's just coming back. It's generating so much card advantage. This is kind of exactly how we drew it up. And we're just, like, out-grinding our opponent. She Therit! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for hey, birds! I know it's early days, but have you seen many new decks in Standard today, or is it all Sheoldreds? So, the set, like, just launched, and then right after we started playing, Arena crashed. So, we played against Mono Red. That's not a Sheoldred deck. How do we want to do this? So we can replay Dread Knight. We do want another creature on the battlefield, preferably. So let's play a Dread Knight. Play a land. Draw with Dread Knight. This Dread Knight is almost by itself keeping us in the game. It is very, very, very impressive here. I'm in it. Safe and insight. Now go for the throat. Okay, that's fine. We can put it back into play next turn. It just keeps going. Oh, just kidding. Graveyard Trespasser. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, we're gonna have to kill that. We can Gumdrop Poisoner it, I guess. About it. Passes so many lands. Grow the token. Well, sack the food. Poisoner. Get rid of the Trespasser. Siphon Insight. Dread Knight is secretly my favorite card in this set. Dread Knight's legit. It's really legit. I think it's really good. Oh yeah, we're playing some Sultai Food. We are playing all the food cards. Let's discard Yav Mayakos. We have so many lands. Tap land. Dread Knight. Hit you with the token. I mean, I feel like we're pulling ahead here, maybe. We'll see what if our opponent finds Sheoldred or something. I miss the fun animations. Can you petition Wizards to bring them back? Honestly, I miss the fun animations, too. And when Arena launched... Oh, dear. And when Arena launched, I was one of those, like, I don't care about animations. Like, whatever. Oh, this might not be a very good... Wow. Is this Breach the Multiverse for a Graveyard Trespasser and a Tough Cookie? Maybe it's Greta. That is one of the worst. That is one of the worst Breach the Multiverses I think I've ever seen. I mean, it still might be enough. Our opponent still gets 2 bodies. They still have these memory deluges. 1, 2, 3. These are what? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So we can only figure up one of them. You know what we really need is... Okay, Gumdrop Poisoner. Plus Arcane Proxy. Wait. Arcane Proxy, really? Really? Well, I mean, I guess we play the biggest goose. The biggest goose imaginable. So play the land. Go to combat. Swing with everything. See what our opponent does. Here comes the dorks. Uro was way overpowered. I feel like the animation thing. So when Arena first launched, I was one of those, I don't need an animations. Actually, I don't even know if I want animations. I was one of those people. And then some of them were so cool that now I actually am sad that they are gone. Huh. Well, actually, I think we Dread Knight for simply a slightly smaller. Ooh. Actually, no, that might change everything. Now we might just be waiting on Goose altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, now I kind of like the idea of just Dread Knight and leave up Make disappear. Because I could have another Breach the Multiverse. Yeah, let's wait. Let's just... Dread Knight is going to win us this game on its own. We are all in on the Dread Knight. What do you think about Urabrask and Virtue of Courage together? I think that seems sweet. I think the Virtue cycle has a lot of potential. And Urabrask is not as bad as people make it sound. Like, Urabrask really isn't that bad. Are there any animations for the new set? I know there's some little, like, splash ones. Sure. I think we actually let this go, as awkward as that is. Let it go. Opponent can do some tutoring. Save the counter. We need a Knight of Sweets Revenge. That's a card we haven't been able to find. Opponent plays a land. Go for the throw on Dread Knight. Sure. Opponent passes. Well, step one. We gotta get rid of... that, other Memory Deluge. So get rid of the Memory Deluge. Hit ya. Dread Knight. Draw a card. Play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, play Dread Knight. We can do this all day. We can do this all day. Hidisugu and Kira. Ooh. Okay. Is there a way this makes us die? That is scary. Scary, scary, scary. It is the best night. Hey, Seth, did you add Aristic Deluge to your Hilda deck? Ooh. Wait, now I gotta look this up. I don't think I did. Oh, but it plays a land. Oh, wow. Aristic Deluge actually seems sweet in Hilda. Pay 1, tap it unless its controller pays 1. Plus you get to ask, do you pay the 1 again and again? Opponent, Arcane Proxy. Is this to kill the Dread Knight again? Our opponent just never gets tired of killing a Dread Knight. Never gets tired of killing the Dread Knight. So Dread Knight dies. Goes back to exile. Hey, there's a Knight of Sweets Revenge. Well, let's... Knight of Sweets Revenge. Make a food. So this technically is going to cost 1 mana because now we can tap our food. We can tap our food to do things. So, Dread Knight. Now we're pulling ahead on mana. Ooh, Kaido too. Well... Play a Dread Knight. Play a land. Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. And yeah, let's play another Dread Knight. Is there a way we die to Hidasugu and Kiri? That's the question. Is there a way this is just gonna kill us? Yeah, our opponent just keeps killing the Dread Knight. I don't think they figured out yet that that killing the Dread Knight is not actually a bad thing. They keep killing it and then putting up their taco emoji. Yeah, I think we play the Dread Knight. I'm a little worried about Hidasugu and Kiri. I just know that card kills people out of nowhere. Opponent. Alright, kills a Dread Knight. They have killed so many Dread Knights. Opponent goes attacking. Well, we will kill the Arcane Proxy. We drop to 13. Okay. Opponent legend rules themselves. Hits an island. Whoa, that was actually kind of scary. That was kind of scary. Okay, that could have went much worse. It does have a timing restriction. And I guess, what are they going to do with Children's Edict? Like, what is your other option other than to cast it? Because sooner or later, the Dread Knight's going to eat it. So, it's worked out for us because we've gotten to draw a million cards. But I don't know if our opponent's necessarily, like, playing it wrong. Going to cut down the Dread Knight. Okay. How do we avoid losing to... Oh, the end would be spectacular. The end to get rid of Hidasugu and Kiri would make us very happy. Opponent passes. We draw on the gate. And the gate's actually pretty nice here. Okay, how can we do this? So... Dread Knight. Draw a card. Wow, we have 18 cards in our deck. We've almost Dread Knighted through our entire deck here. Yeah, we're gonna have to get the goose down. We need a goose that's big enough to block Hidasugu and Kiri at least. All right, another make disappear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Oh, we gotta tap blue. All right, so Goose Mother for 8. So X6. Make some more food to go with our Knight of Sweets Revenge. And to make mana. So we get 3 more foods. And an 8/8. And then we can play a Dread Knight. And play a... Actually, you know what? We're going to let a Dread Knight go. We're just going to leave up a million counters here. All right, you're a go, opponent. Well, the Dread Knight did its work. It did its work. Is Goose Mother the new Hydroid Crosses? I mean, it's so much less immediately impactful. Like, if this was a Hydroid Crosses, we would have just drawn 3 in game 3. Making 3 foods is a little less good. Sure, you can Memory Deluge. Can we win with Knight of Sweet's Revenge? 7 mana sack it. Creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn. Rex is the number of foods you control. So everything gets +4/+4? Oh no, +7/+7. Plus we're getting 7 counters with Sweet Tooth? That might be enough. This has trample, the goose does not. We actually need our opponent to attack, I think. If we can get the Hiddesu and carry out of the way, we should be able to actually just win with Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Could you imagine if it gave life gain too? I mean, I think Goose Mother is better than people think. I think the other big difference is just... Yeah, that's not part of our plans. I think we will counter that. Now I think we actually do win. Do we win? We gotta win, right? Knight of Sweet's Revenge? Knight of Sweet's Revenge for the win? We will make a big Dread Knight. We will play a Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Number 2. We will have a bunch of food. I mean, this should do it. This should do it. Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Finally paying off in the grindiest game ever. Let's sack this. And go to combat. And that is a big goose. That is a big goose. It worked. We could sack both, but I think leaving a counter up's probably better. Honk honk. That was actually sweet. I mean, I think that really showed off the power of some of the new cards. Dread Knight and Knights of Sweet's Revenge. We really got to see both of them super overperform. Yeah, I mean, it probably would have been safe to sack the other one too, I guess. We just had so many counters in hand. It's hard to leave it up. That was sweet, literally. A reminder is sponsor today's Card Kingdom if you need some magic cards. You can come over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Hey Seth, I'd love you to pack one, pick one for my cube. Ooh. Lucid, if we're ever at the same event, which someday I hope we are, definitely snag me. I would love to cube draft with you. All right, pack one, pick one from this cube. Chat, so this is your pack. You sit down to a cube draft, you open it up. What are you taking out of this pack? So for me, I love Bolas. So part of this is going to be tricky because we don't know exactly what's in the cube. Like, Bolas is Citadel. Can I tinker into it? How am I getting on the battlefield? Bolas' Citadel is one of my favorite cube cards, and it's a very good build-around powerful finisher. So this is definitely on my radar. Swords, you can't really go wrong. I don't know if I'd pick a removal spell that highly, but it seems like there's like an elf archetype in the cube. Maybe if this cube is like has a bunch of creature decks, then swords could be in the conversation too. Prismari Command can be good. Tutors are always good. If it was a demonic tutor, I'd be all about it. I don't know if I'd take Enlightened Tutor. Honestly, in the dark, the correct pick is probably swords. I would probably take Bolas' Citadel, I think. Without knowing anything more about what's in the cube or what works, what doesn't work, what synergies there are, I think that would be my pick. I love building around Bolas' Citadel, and you can do some pretty sweet shenanigans with it in a lot of cubes. There's a lot of... Oh yeah, the mono red card is Earthquake. Earthquake, I'm sure it's so hard without knowing the cube list. Like, is Earthquake just a sweeper? Is there other synergies for it? What archetypes are there? Dread Return is probably a sneaky option too. I think Reanimator can be really powerful in cube. And Dread Return is not a bad reanimation spell. But I think I'd just take Bolas' Citadel. Also, shout out to the Triomes. I think I overvalue Triomes in cube, but I think Triomes are not bad with fetch lands. Yeah, sure, I'd love to see it Lucid. All right, let's do some more fooding. This hand, I mean, food, also food. Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Evolves Liba. And also a Goose Honk Honk. All right. Underground River go. Opponent. All right, Dimir mid-range, the Sheoldreded monster of the format. How do we match up? And there's a tenacious underdog. Well, let's make a food. Play a land. Welcome the Sweet Tooth. We do need one more land. We do need one more land. Oh, thanks, Lucid. Earthquake is a cool... Earthquake's a pretty cool iconic card. Now that we have Goose Hydroid Crosses, how would you build an 8 Hydroid Crosses deck in Explorer? So, I mean, I'd be leaning towards ramping. I think that's the... I'd probably start with, like, Growth Spirals, those sort of effects. And I think the goal would be just to get up to, like, 8 mana as quickly as possible and then start casting the big X spells. So if we block, they just pump. Alright, yeah. They probably pump anyway, but the opponent pumps. Down to 12. That's not a lot of life. It's a lot of Knight of Sweets Revenges that we cannot currently cast. How good do you think Gumdrop Poisoner is? It seems very powerful in the late game, but it's so clunky here. It's tough because we don't have a way to, like, gain life without spending mana. We probably just run out of Goose. I expect it's about to get countered. Ah, Dimir. Dimir. I think that Moss Knight's better than Underdog. Although, I think that... I mean, our opponent's just playing the best deck in Standard, so we'll see if our food deck can keep up with the black deck. But I think, card for card, I think that Dread Knight compares favorably with Tenacious Underdog. Opponent going on the big attack. So if we block here, our opponent's going to level up. Well, that would make our opponent skip their turn, but they still draw a card. All right, we're going to block. How about a land and not a Sheoldred? Hey, all right. Well, we did get a land, but there's also a Sheoldred. We'll make a 5/5. We'll play a land. We'll play a Knight of Sweets Revenge. Drop to 5. Play a Welcome the Sweet Tooth. Oh, unclear if we can untap here. Opponent going off with Sheoldred. Squiggle Weekend. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super, thank you. Ah, Sheoldred. Hey, Seth, did you see the combo deck in Standard? They put the new fairy that untaps in the graveyard, removes the new artifact, puts counters on Cammy, untaps for mana equal to its power, make infinite mana, finish with a giant fireball. Ooh, yes, I am familiar with that combo. It is a super sweet combo. Ooh, go for the throat. Okay, go for the throat's a draw. That is a draw. So we get dragged. We make a food. Oh, how can we do this? How can we do this without dying? So we need to sack a food to gain life. Play the Poisoner. All right, let's see. So food. Oh, that's not even going to work, is it? Food, sack of food. Actually, can we go full control and sack all the food after? That's probably better, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Gumdrop Poisoner. I think this should work. So target Sheoldred. Oh! That doesn't work? Why does that not work? Shouldn't that work? What am I missing? How does it not work out? It's a ETB. I'm so confused. I am so confused. Well, okay. Kill the Shieldred. When it enters the battlefield, up to one target creature gets +X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. So it ETBs, puts a trigger on the stack, and then we gain life. Why wouldn't that work? Opponent's gonna cut down the Poisoner. I was holding control, though. Well, the thing is, the reason to not sack the food first is because of Make Disappear. So we want to play the Gumdrop Poisoner so our opponent can't Make Disappear it. And then we can gain the life. But maybe the rules don't work that way. All right. Well, GG, Arena, GG. Wait, so does that not work or not? It was full control was off. It would work. I was holding the button though. So you can't just hit control. That doesn't work. What is the point of the control button then? Is there what is the point of that whole thing? Is that actually just useless? Holding it don't work. Then what is that for? Because it popped up full control. I guess I've never really understood why they have a thing that like puts you in full control and then immediately puts you out of full control. But we weren't switching phases though, right? Control is full control for one action. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, that's that. All right, so that is actually just a very useless button. Well, good to know. So, do you think it would have worked otherwise? I guess that's the actual question. Should Arena have a functional UI? Would our play have worked as intended? That's the big question, because that is the best way to play it, to play around Make Disappear, I think. So it'd be nice to know if it actually worked under the rules. Is that an Arena fail, or is that an Arena fail, or is that a just not working under the rules fail? That's the real question. Mr. Peaches, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super, thank you. Well, we have another Gumdrop Poisoner, so maybe we will get to experience it again. So what is the point for full control for one action then? Like, I'm trying to comprehend a use for that button. Because I was under the impression that it lasted like through a phase or whatever. But what's the point in like... So we went full control, which made it very clunky to tap our Gumdrop Poisoner. And then as soon as Gumdrop Poisoner entered the battlefield, it just went off of full control and did nothing. So we got all the downside of it being clunky and slow, but none of the upside of actually killing our opponent's Shieldred. Shieldred's really good when your removal spells don't actually kill it. That makes Shieldred even better. Well, we're going to play a land past the turn. But we could use, all we need is we need a Mosswood Dread Knight. Mosswood Dread Knight let us grind with this annoying Dimir deck. That would be a good draw. Well, play the land. Yeah, I guess we just pass for now. Would like to get down the Goose Mother at some point, but we don't have a removal spell. We got to be careful about Shieldred coming down until we actually find a removal that can work. About it. Shipwreck Marsh, and thinking, and passing. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Next turn we can maybe Knight of Sweet's Revenge, maybe. We could take Numa to try to find a Dread Knight. Well, pass the turn. More lands. Playing the land. Alright, one more turn. One more turn and we can Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Opponent. Apparently you need to hit, like, Control Shift, I guess, if you want to stay in full control. Just pushing full control, I guess, puts you into full control, but only momentarily. Huh. Well, I mean, we're going to get to try it again here, so we will see. So is this going to keep me in full control then? Are we... So I'm not pressing anything. Is this going to work? Or is full control going to go off? It says hold full control. I am very nervous that this is not going to work, though. Sometimes the lack of knowledge Chess has makes me wonder how he gets into Mythic. I mean... I'm just used to playing on a good client like a Magic Online. So that's... On Magic, I don't know why they don't use a Magic Online system. Or have the Magic Online system be an option. The Magic Online system is just, like, so good. Alright, so opponent's gonna counter. We get a Gumdrop Poisoner. We don't have the ability to gain life, though, because we had to pay for the counter. Pass the turn. Like, I don't know why they don't have a setup like that, where you can just, like, set the phases you want to stop at. Or even if... So I get that they want to have... Arena be fast. So I think having the default be essentially what it is now... Oh, God. I think having the default be essentially what it is now makes sense. Yeah, this is probably over now. How about the end? Oh, Sheoldred. Miserable, miserable Sheoldred. Alright, opponent, Sheoldred. Well, we can... This just leads to us dying to Sheoldred, right? No matter what we do. Like, we can play a big goose, but then our opponent kills it, gets him with Sheoldred, draws a card. Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate way for this one to go. Apparently, Sheoldred is still good. Yeah, I don't understand why they don't have it be an option. That's the part that's very confusing to me. Like, I think they want Arena to be a fast, like, new player product, which makes sense. So I think having the default be what it is now makes sense. The part that I've never understood is why the full control functions the way it does. My guess is they didn't want full control at all, and they only put it on because we forced them to. But who knows? But yeah, I do really like how Magic Online, you just have all the steps and phases. You can do exactly what you want to do. Arena's not very good at that. Arena's very good at, like, play a quick game of fast Magic. Not very good at do the technical magic-y tricky things that you do in Paper.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
I feel like whenever I talk about Standard, someone's always talking about Shelly. Do you think they will ban during the emergency window? I think Standard becomes super stale if they don't. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I don't know how Sheoldred fits the... I don't know how Sheoldred fits the definition of a emergency ban. Yeah, I mean, we got Sheoldred, dude. I mean, try to play a goose, I guess, but just still... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. I guess we got to go 5. All right, play a goose X5. opponent. Alright, so we temporarily get a 7/7. Our opponent kills the 7/7, and we die. Yeah, I don't know how Shieldred fits the definition of an emergency ban. I'm really... I don't know what Wizards' plan is. When it comes to Standard, I have literally zero idea what their plan is with Standard. I know they, like, posted articles about bringing Standard back and that whole thing, but as far as actual, like, what they're trying to do with the format, I think the set Wilds of Eldraine gives me hope for the future. In the short term, I don't even know if Wizards knows what they're trying to do with Standard. So, could they ban Shieldred? Yes. It seems like the super duper obvious time to ban Shieldred would have been the, like, big once a year summer ban window where we do all of our bannings. That would have made a lot of sense to me. Throwing in an emergency ban, maybe they have to just because Standard is suffering or people aren't playing or something, but it doesn't really fit the definition of an emergency ban, does it? At least it doesn't really feel to me like it fits the definition of an emergency ban, but I guess we'll see. I like so many of the themes of Wilds of Eldraine with these, like what we're playing now, this food deck. We're playing the synergistic food deck. Opponent running out the humans. Passing. Well, Play a land, play a tough cookie. Hopefully we draw another land for this Night of Sweets Revenge. That would be good. Opponent does have a pretty scary board. An Adeline would be real bad. Opponent is down to 2 cards. Ossification. Opponent is down to 1 card. Opponent attacks. Well, we will kill a Coppercoat Vanguard. Drop to 13. Can we draw a land? Please, please, please. Okay, we do draw a land. So play the land. What does drawing a land mean, though? They still have a Skrelv. We're at 13, they got 1 card in hand. We'd like to Night of Sweets Revenge, but I think we die if we do that. We can play a Goose Mother. We can do the Dread Knight thing. That might be best. Yeah, alright, let's do the Dread Knight stuff. We'll see if it's fast enough against aggro on the play. This is where Dread Knight seems a little sketchy. We saw that against Mono Red, too. Against, like, all the mid-range and control decks at the top of the meta, the card seems insane. How it lines up with Mono White, that's another question. Opponent, another Vanguard goes attacking. Well, I mean, kill the Vanguard. Drop to 6. Opponent. We draw the end. The Skrelv is doing some serious work here. Ha. Yeah. We're seeing, so Night of Sweets Revenge, challenging to get down in this game. It would be very powerful if we could, but we just can't find the time to actually get it on the battlefield. And I think our only real play here is Goose Mother X1. Make a food. Make a blocker. We gotta let our Dread Knight go, unfortunately. So, in theory, we can block and sack a food to live? About it. I mean, I think we gotta be able to crack a food, right? If we just max out the Goose, They fire up the creature land and swing with everything, and I guess we'd go to 1 technically. I think the 3/3 goose is nice because it lets us leave up removal, lets us crack a food. Ooh. I mean, this works. I'm surprised our opponent's not using Skrelv more. Well, we're going to block with the goose. Get rid of that recruitment officer. We got to get rid of this Skrelv somehow. We got to get rid of the Skrelv so we can turn on our other removal. We have a handful of removal. We just can't technically cast it. Opponent. Opponent. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Actually, no. They only tapped 1 creature, so that's not that bad, right? They can only get 1 drops. Alright, it's just another Skrelv. Opponent passes. We'll play the land. We're at 9. Well, let's play Knight of Sweets Revenge. Make another food. I mean, we're not exactly dead, right? Pass the turn. We're not exactly dead. We have 2 removal spells in hand. We just gotta find a way to get rid of the Skrelv. Our opponent is just like not tapped the Skrelv the entire game. They've just left up the protection, and it's kind of working out. Opponent. Okay, this turn they're gonna fire up their creature land. And they top deck Thalia. Well, now we might actually be dead if they top deck Thalia too. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent attacks. Yeah. That, I think, actually does it. Well, Skrelv's an artifact, so we can't kill it with Go for the Throat. Yeah, now we're dead. Go for the Throat can't target it because it's an artifact creature, and the one downside to Go for the Throat is it only gets non-artifact creatures. We can bring in some cut downs after sideboarding, and I guess another Gumdrop Poisoner is probably good. I don't know. The end has not felt very impressive to me. Like, I wonder, do you think the end's a main deck card? I guess it really depends on the matchup. Like, if you run into Shieldred decks, it's very nice. Like, it's good at getting rid of Shieldreds or Atraxas or Planeswalkers. But that was a game where, like, we have a end in hand for the entire game. And it's just very, very slow when your opponent's, like, curving out and playing Thalias and so forth. So it seems kind of hit or miss. I mean, I guess it'll probably depend on what the meta looks like. I guess that'll probably be the determining factor. I think we're going to leave it in here, and yeah, we'll leave 2 in, and Custom Make disappears. Wait, what am I getting yelled at for? Doesn't use the end. We never had a window to use the end, though. Because it costs so much mana, we never had a window where we could just spend our turn answering Skrelv for 4 mana. Like, that was kind of the issue. Well, Gumdrop Poisoner, go. Penthouse, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat, thank you. I was thinking about that too. It's kind of funny how much Magic has changed since Ixalan, because Vraska's Contempt was straight up a top tier staple. I believe like 4 of, from what I remember, removal spell. Like, it was. Well, this hand looks familiar. Always drawing these Go for the Throat, so the At the least opportune time. All right, tough cookie. Do your thing. Do your thing. Opponent. Anointed Peacekeeper. Well, I think we just counter that. Can we draw a land for Native Sweet's Revenge? Oh, on the last turn we could have cast it for 2 mana? Really? I do not understand how our opponents... do we block? I guess we block. Well, I guess it's Gumdrop Poisoner with no life gain time. Pass the turn. The end. If only you were a cut down. If only you were a cut down. Opponent. More Anointed Peacekeepers. Well, yeah, we couldn't cast most of our hand anyway, so what? What does it really matter if they cost 2 more? Opponent. Recruitment officer. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I guess we gotta play a relatively sad goose. Honk honk. This deck seems like it really wants to hit its fourth line. Wow. Our opponent does not value Recruitment Officer, like, at all. Recruitment Officer, I think, is just, like, one of your best cards in a deck like this, because you can, refill your hand. So I'm kind of surprised to see our opponent just not value it, even a little. Okay, can we draw land? Can we draw land? We got food for days. Okay, we did draw land. Well... I think we're gonna have to end the Skrelv, as depressing as that is. I don't think we have a choice. If we can end the Skrelv, then we can go for the throw with the Anointed Peacekeeper, and then we can finally get a Knight of Sweet's Revenge on the battlefield. Get in with a goose, sack of food, draw a card. Honk honk. About it. Well, takes the beats. We're going to do this now. I don't know what protection our opponent can have, but... Ouch. All right, Skrelv. You have been ended. You have officially been ended. Wow, they really did have another one in hand. Wait, and they're only playing 2? Ah, they're only playing 2. Oh, the end is so rough here. Okay, so we get rid of the Skrelv. Do we even take the one out of our opponent's hand? I'm actually not sure if we should take the one out of our opponent's hand. I am not convinced. Our opponent drawing a random card actually really scares me. Like, if they top deck a Edaline or something here with the draw we're giving them, we just lose. Yeah, they drew both of them both games somehow. Do we take it? We could leave it. If we leave it, so we get hit for 8. They have a Summoning 6 Skrelv. We go for the throw, the Peacekeeper. Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. Huh. I mean, if we leave it, there's a chance it becomes a problem again later. But there's things they can draw that would be a problem right now. Like Edaline in specific. All right, we're gonna do it. I don't know if this is correct, but we're gonna do it. All right, get your random draw. We take it. About it. Land hits us down to 8. Passes. Okay, that went about as good as it could possibly go. So play the land. Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. Mega Dork. I guess we should do this now, actually. Go for the Throat the Peacekeeper. No attack this turn. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. So we might have stabilized. We might have actually stabilized Ossification. Going after our Goose. Oh, okay. Did we actually stabilize? Down to 4. Land. I'll make a food. Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Make a food. Welcome to the Sweet Tooth. Make a human. Pass the turn. No Adeline. Oh! Okay, opponent. Draws Adeline. Gets in, makes a token. Okay. Well, I guess we need to draw something. Yeah, that's unfortunate Adeline timing there. We drop to 2. We untap, we draw a cut down, which is not as good as it seems. So we have a 7/7. We can sack some food to gain some life. Are we cutting down a human? All right, please don't draw an ossification. That would be the worst. Do we even play this? Probably not. All right, we will pass the turn. All right, human. All right, human token. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks with everything. Makes a token. Well, we get to, I think, stay alive. So opponent's hitting us for 8. So we do this. We cut down a token. We gain 3. We gain 3. Get rid of the Adeline. Drop to 2. Okay, opponent passes. Tough Cookie. Oh, Tough Cookie's a big draw. That's a big draw. That's a really, really big draw. Tough Cookie. This gives us multiple blockers. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Man, Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Make a food. Wow, this might be the comeback. This might be the comeback past the turn. No ossifications. No ossifications. Opponent. Annoy a Peacekeeper. We're empty-handed. That's fine. The food. The food's coming back. That might not be a good thing. This random human can take down the biggest threat in the Planescape Muster. Our random human is beating a whole deck full of humans. It's doing it. It's actually doing it. Does this work? Let's try it and see. So if we activate at the end of turn, it should stick around until the next turn, right? No. Apparently the answer to that question is no. Can we start attacking? I think we can start attacking with our 11/11. 1, 2, 3, 1. That might be too greedy still. But we do need to kill our opponent someday. So we can 1, 2. We can make 2 blockers. Block, and then sack. It's a little risky. Oh, until end of turn. Okay, so it's worded in a way where that doesn't work. Hey, you know what? I think we get in there. I think so. There's a bit of risk of getting aggro here. However, there's also a risk of not getting aggro because we're just giving our opponent time to draw ossification or Adeline, which would be very bad for us. I think we mostly need to not get Adelined. That would be the worst. Oh, opponent is going to learn about Tough Cookie. Yes. How about you become a 4/4? And block. And kill. Oh, tough cookie. Tough cookie. Recruitment officer. Ooh, that is a good one. That is a good one. Opponent passes. Go for the throat. That's also a good one. Well, go to combat. Get in with a human. Hit ya. The 11-11. This human token. I can't believe how good Welcome to the Sweet Tooth has been. That's a part that surprised me. I thought Welcome to the Sweet Tooth was like kind of okay, a 1-1 in a food, but the counter mode is actually surprisingly strong in this deck. Wow, opponent takes it. Drops to 11. All right, pass the turn, do a little recruiting. Opponent. What do they find? It is a failure. Okay. Opponent keeps recruiting. What do they find? Copperco Vanguard. Plays the Vanguard. Well, we're going to kill this intrepid adversary. Opponent's going to have to start blocking. And opponent scoops it up and the comeback is on. Yet Recruiter is very, very powerful. I know we were talking about a cheeky House Mouse being the best Savannah Lions, but I actually think that Recruiter is probably the best Savannah Lions at this point. At least in white. I know Ragavon's like ridiculous, but as far as being an actual white Savannah Lions, I think it's the best one. What do you think of the art of Eldraine? It is pretty delicious. I don't even know what is this like an alternate reality food world where Tough Cookie is he fighting those various pastries and so forth? Is this Tough Cookie fighting a scary apple and like a cake? Is that actually what the art is? Magic's so funny because like I guess we don't have any in this deck, but look at the Phyrexia art. Look at the Phyrexia art, and then look at like this art. It is such a stark difference. Like it's really amazing how many different styles we can go through from like Phyrexia's so I don't even know, like grim and oily and like body horror-y to the point where some people were like freaking out about it being like too much for them or whatever. So you can have these like very, very dark planes, and then you can go to like Happy Cookie Land where you have a cookie that's fighting cakes, and you have, you know, Greta who's apparently also fighting with cakes against cakes. Like I don't even know what's going on in the world, but it's amazing how much ground that Magic can cover. And I think I would also, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Magic Cookie Land? Cookieville. There's actually a place. If I ever move to Tennessee, not that I would ever want to move to Tennessee, but if for some reason I had to move to someplace in Tennessee, it would definitely be Cookieville. I only know that that's a place because there was a 5K there once, and I found a deck list from it. It's got to be the sweetest town to live in, right? This hand actually seems pretty good against our opponent's deck. I think we put Goose Mother to the bottom. Just because it's, well, is it the most expensive? It probably is still the one that should go to the bottom. Yeah, let's put Goose Mother to the bottom. All right, so we're at 6, but we have a cut down this game, which is big. Hopeful initiate. Wouldn't mind drawing an untap land. That would actually be the dream. Opponent. Copperco Vanguard. Well, cut that down. All right. Land. Untapped variety land, please. Whew. All right, that is an untapped variety land. Yeah, that was big. So we can't really go for the throat this turn anyway because of this Vanguard. I guess we can go for the throat the Vanguard Should we just pass? I think we just pass. We leave up the Go for the Throat to get rid of the Vanguard. Opponent combat gets in. Okay, let's take it. See what our opponent plays. Down to 17. Wedding announcement. Makes humans. All right. Well, we are going to kill the Vanguard then. Get rid of the Vanguard. Play a land. Run out a... Run out a Dread Knight. Pass the turn. I wonder if we need a sweeper. What would be the best sweeper we could put in this deck? Out of curiosity, since we're on the topic, where in Europe would you move? Which is the tastiest country or city here, do you think? Oh, ossification, that's not ideal. So I've never been to Europe. So my perception of Europe, I'm sure, is 100% wrong compared to someone who's from Europe and knows more about it. I would say, just based on my very American, not very good, I assume, perception, I would say that I would think of France or Italy as having like the tastiest food. If that's what I'm going by, is just like who has the tastiest food, I think I would probably go with France or Italy. English food doesn't seem very good. German food, doesn't seem that good. I'm sure there's some other places, but oh no! Opponent with the control hand. Could Jenny? Oh, and another Vanguard. Yeah, that is a problem. And then this flips and they draw a card. Well, we have learned that wedding announcement still good, even in 2023. Boy, we have a hard time drawing lands sometimes. Could Goose Mother and Ginny Fae be a real deck in Standard? What is the best as far as someone who's from Europe? What would you say? I mean, it would be a thing you could do in Standard. I think the problem is I would be much more excited about like Song of Tauntauns or whatever, like an X token producer, because when it comes to producing tokens, I think that Goose Mother is actually not very good. If you really specifically want food tokens, then I think it's pretty appealing. But Ginny Fae doesn't care. Boy, how do we always have these scary land starts with this deck? Every time we're just like struggling. Can we hit land number 4? Maybe we gotta go up to 20. Oh no, is this gonna happen again? Maybe we gotta actually add another. Maybe we're gonna actually add another land to the deck. Opponent. Gonna kill the Dread Knight. But I would be much more excited if you're trying to Ginny Fae. I would be much more excited to play something like Song of Tauntauns, which just like is so much more efficient. If you cast this for 6 mana, you're just gonna get 6 Ginny Fae cats or dogs. If you cast a Goose for 6 mana, you're gonna get what, 3? And then it scales even more. Like if you cast this for like 10 mana, you're gonna get 9. If you get a Goose for 10 mana, you're only getting 5. So I think I would rather scale it with some of these token producers more so than Goose. Really? Well, I mean, Desperation Dread Knight. Opponent dissipates. Pass the turn. The Great Destroyer. The Great Destroyer, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. About it, gonna counter. But they're hitting their land drops, and that's all that really matters. Memory Deluge. Variant. Well, best food in Europe comes from Turkey and Greece. Interesting. I would not have guessed that. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. This is not a good spot to be in. Not a good spot. What did we miss? 3 land drops? Very challenging to come back after missing 3 land drops, but we will fight. We will fight to the bitterest of ends. Moswood Dread Knight, yo. Opponent. I mean, we have a couple counters, which are good. March of Otherworldly Light. I think we're actually going to casualty this. I think we kind of want this Dread Knight to stick around. This does open the window for opponent playing something busted here, but I think it's worth saving our Dread Knight to try to draw cards next turn. Opponent. Come on. No whammies. No Shieldrids. I mean, I guess someday we can end Shieldrid. Wow. Okay, that is the dream scenario. If our opponent's game plan is just fire up their creature land, we will take that 10 times out of 10. Let's play a little goose. Honk honk. Okay, we're getting back into it. We have actually caught back up with our opponent on lands. We have double black now for the end. Ooh, Virtue. So we're kind of back in this game, as strange as that is after missing all those land drops. Let's play a Dread Knight. Pass the turn. See, these are the matchups where Dread Knight's so good. Wait, no, so chat, give me your ranking then. Number 1 country in Europe for food. I've seen so many different things. UK, Turkey, Greece, like, is there no consensus? How is German food? Phil's from Germany. I would think of Germany as having some of the worst food. My great grandparents on my mom's side, I think are from Germany, and I think of them as making very plain, practical food, not delicious food. When I think of Italian food, I think of like pizza and spaghetti and very delicious, but probably not the healthiest food, but food that is very, 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 very tasty. Germany, I do think of Germans as having good beer. See, I don't even know what a donair is. I only know the word donair because of Trailer Park Boys. They always talk about like going to the donair or whatever. What is a donair? Opponent's going to Wandering Emperor. Do we counter it? Yeah, I think so. Well, sack the Dread Knight. Counter it. No Wandering Emperor. Donair is a meat slice thinly from a spinning thing. Is it like some sort of like kebab? Well, let's Goose Mother. Honk honk. Alright, run out the Goose Mother. Make another food. We did spend our only counter. Opponent kills it. A little worried about this Virtue coming down at some point. I don't know how beatable the Virtue is. Well, Mosswood Dread Knight. Draw a card. Gundrop Poisoner. Play a land. Play a Dread Knight. And a Tough Cookie. Make a food. Pass the turn. Come on. No Virtue. Sunfall. Alright, that's annoying. That's annoying. Well, we got a bunch of counters in our sideboard, so I feel like this is the matchup that should get better after we bring in a bunch of sideboard cards. But yeah, Sunfall. What do you think about Exile Wrath, chat? Have we talked about... I mean, Dread Knight's just like a great card, I think, in these grindy matchups. What do you think about all these Exile Wraths? Now, let's play Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Make another food. And what? Greta, maybe? I wish we had more black mana. Then we could sack a bunch of food to draw cards. Maybe we don't? Do we do nothing? Is there any way just passing is correct? Yeah, let's play Poisoner. Run out Poisoner. Just have a body on the battlefield. Alright. Your go, opponent. Exile Wraths are way too pushed. Do you think that there should be keywords that prevent cards from being exiled, like indestructible but for exile? But isn't that just like the weird power creep snowball? Like, sort of, I guess the keyword is probably phase out, but I feel like we just get into this weird hate them with a burning passion. I feel like we get in this weird power creep snowball where it's like, okay, so we make regenerate as a way to deal with, oh god. So opponent gets to reanimate a creature every turn, which is going to be a goose. Okay. Not especially ideal. Opponent, we don't have a way to get this off the battlefield. We draw a Gumdrop Poisoner. How do we beat a Virtue that is the big question. Can we beat a Virtue? Can we beat a Virtue? Ooh, I've never had Brazilian Food. What is Brazilian Food? But I feel like, so if you make a keyword that prevents exile-based wraths, then you gotta print a wrath that deals with that keyword. And next thing you know, you just get to the level of like absurdity where we're at like mega exile and mega indestructible, which means it can't be exiled either. And then you have mega exile, which means it exiles the stuff that even can't be exiled. And then eventually it goes all the way back around to regenerate being the best option. Many years from now, it was actually regenerate all the time, the whole time. All right, let's sack this. Make a food. Play a poisoner. Get rid of the 2/2. Hit you with the poisoner. Oh, do we play Greta? I'm so worried about another Wrath. Yeah, pass the turn. Alright, here comes the reanimation. Opponent gets a goose. Untaps. And passes. Well, 1, 2, 3. Greta, make a food. Sack of food. I mean, we can't really win here, right? Opponent's at 21. And they get to draw a bunch more cards. Ugh. Well, sack of food, draw a card. Okay, sack of food, draw a card. Jeez. Oh, opponent is a full-on crib mode, that's for sure. Well, sack a bunch of food. Float a bunch of mana. Draw. Well, mostly lands by the looks. Are we just dead? Well, pass the turn. Yeah, this is, I mean, Virtue is kind of insane, right? Like, it's a good removal spell that is also this. Honestly, like, I wonder if our deck should just be playing it because it's busted. I feel like this has got to be one of the best cards in the set. Like, our opponent has played 0 threats. I guess they played a single Wandering Emperor. But this 2-mana removal spell just wins them the game. Yeah, we can't win from here. They just steal all of our graveyard. Well, I will say, so far it's felt like this deck feels good to me, but we're kind of having the concern that we had early in spoiler season, where the question is like, can the new stuff compete with the busted old stuff? And I don't know. I mean, I really like the power and synergy of the deck. It does a lot of really cool things. But how that matches up with just like the holdovers, still an open question, I would say, at this point, as to how it actually lines up. Well, let's bring in all the counters in the world. Just lost to busted new stuff. Well, I mean, I guess that's true, but Esper Control has been one of the top decks for a long time now. So I guess, like, they added a new removal spell that is very powerful because it works as a finisher, but it's not like our opponent's playing a brand new deck or anything. Well, Duress You. Is there anything else? Oh, jeez. Yes. Yeah. Fair. That hand. Well, hopefully our opponent does not draw lands. That would be the best way for this to go, is just our opponent just never draws land number 3, and definitely not ever land number 4. Opponent. Not going to go for the throat that, are you, opponent? No. All right, opponent does not draw land. So opponent kept the ridiculous hand, but has an issue, which is they don't have the mana. I think we actually just play... Well, we know they can go for the throat that. There's no way they top deck Make Disappear, right? There's no way. Okay. They did not. We get to draw with Kaido. Kaido's big here. Kaido is one of our best options for the control matchup. Just coming down early before the counters and drawing his cards. Opponent hits land number 3. And duresses again. Takes their welcome to the Sweet Tooth. Redraw land. Well, we will play the land. Fire up our creature land. I think this is, what, second time we fired up Restless Cottage? We have not fired it up too much. Get rid of the Memory Deluge. Hit ya. Down to 12. Kaido. Take it up, draw a card.
Thanks.
We just gotta erase the Wrath. So, land number 4. Land number 4A. Well, go to combat. Hit ya. At least you can't farewell a Kaido. Oh, I guess you can end the Kaido.
I learned what I needed to.
Yep. Well, there goes our 2 Kaidos. Ooh, Kenris Transformation. I'm surprised they didn't reprint that. That's a pretty popular commander card. Although it's never really been a standard card, has it? I don't remember it ever seeing standard play. That's actually a very big draw. This Make Disappear gives us a shot. That means we can actually answer the first Wrath here. And then kill our opponent. So counter that. And then Tough Cookie is going to hand out some tough cookie beatdowns here. Food becomes a creature. Food becomes a creature. Opponent becomes dead. Okay, I take it back. I'm just kidding. Actually, maybe our deck's better than the best deck in Standard. All we needed was our opponent to miss a few land drops. Did Kenris Transformation see play? Tough Cookie is really good. This is the second deck I've played Tough Cookie in, and every time I play it, I become more impressed with it. I think you gotta be an artifact deck, obviously, or a food deck. I don't think it's good enough on its own, although maybe it is. So the 2-mana 2/2 that makes a food. You can sack it to gain 3 life, which helps against aggro, and even by itself, like it lines up pretty well. Turn 2 cookie, turn 3 fire up the food, hit you for 6. That's a pretty aggressive start. You know what we need is we probably need some artifact and enchantment removal in this deck, in the sideboard. Now that the virtues are around it, we see blue-black control playing the black virtue. Probably just necessary, I think. I mean, or we just counter it. That's actually the main game plan. Thoughts on this blue? Let me see, Diane. Hey, what's up, Affinity? How are you? I mean, I've been having a blast now that Arena's functioning. We had some Arena issues earlier. Well, our traditional 1-lander. Okay, we'll trade that in for a traditional 2-lander. Alright, well, swamp for our opponent and duresses us. Sure. Thoughts on this brew? Let me see, Di. Hopefully we draw some blue manas at some point. Ooh, Phyrexian Arena, if we could somehow get that down, would be really sweet. Well, let's cycle the Dread Knight. Wow. Alright, opponent. Firing off the super aggro counters, plays a tap land. Well, play a land, play tough cookie. Oh, 2 counters, no blue mana. Opponent. Kills the tough cookie. Wow, so many Restless Cottages. Play the Phyrexian Arena, play the tap land. If you have Void Rend, opponent, I swear. Ash. Yeah, that is not good. Wow, we still managed to miss a land. Well, Dread Whispers, draw a card. Oh, still not a land. Oh, that is the brutal end. Opponent makes a bunch of tokens. Plays a tap land. Passes. Well, we draw an extra card. Blue mana? Is there blue mana? Oh. We've drawn so many cards and so many lands, but none of them make blue. We have 3 counters in hand. Opponent, 2 lands in hand. Well, play a Greta. Make a food. Sack the food. Put the counter on the Dread Knight. Attack the Ashiok. We would actually be in pretty good shape here if we had a blue source. If we had a blue source, I think we'd actually have a decent chance. I mean, I guess we got to kill Ashiok tokens, unfortunately. Alright, Dread Knight dies, pass the turn. Opponent taps. Land. Ticks up Ashiok. Exiles. Gonna grow tokens and gets down the virtue. Yep. No blue mana. Well, cycle the Dread Knight. Oh, that was a brutal one. Yeah, I mean, now there's no... we can't beat the virtue. Oh, we just could not find blue mana. 3-color deck punished for being 3-color. I mean... Bad running, I think. There's so many dual lands in Standard that I think the idea that there's a big downside is kind of silly. I think it's more just awkward variance. Like, we drew what, almost every Restless Cottage that game, and we drew no blue sources until it was too late. If we had drawn a single blue source, I think we're in great shape there because we drew 3 counter spells. So we just ended up in this weird position. We ended up in this weird position where we had a very dead hand. Huh. We had a very dead hand just because we drew all these blue cards that we couldn't cast. Trying to make a deck with similar White with Sugarma and Thalia Gitrog monster. Ooh, that sounds sweet. If MTG would make a spin-off game, what genres would they be for? Well, Wizards has actually made like a lot of spin-off games, like MMOs, gotcha, mobile games. There's actually a ton of them. We just never hear about them because they never really take off. How many blue sources are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 blue sources. Only blue spells in the main deck are the Goose Mothers and the Make Disappear. So I think it's really a green-black base deck. So I think 11 is pretty reasonable. Most of the time, blue's the color that we can go without the most. Unfortunate that we drew all the counters, though, with no blue mana. What kind of game do you think Magic can make successfully? I think that's a much more interesting question. Because Wizards has made a bunch of... Over just the last few years, there's so many bad games that they've made. Some of them last for, like, a few months before they get shut down. Like, it's kind of wild how quickly they come and go. What kind of game do you think could actually succeed? That's the real question. About it. Neo? Oh, Virtue Persistence. Well, I thought that card would be one of the best cards in the set and super heavily played, and so far it appears to be true. So, you know what I think we have to do, which it feels so wrong, but like, I guess we probably just have to play the busted cards. Oh, I figured we'd play this deck and then we add Shieldreds as necessary, but I feel like if we just add the staple cards, does our archetype work way better? Is that just like what you have to do? Because we're kind of playing a block constructed deck at this point. Maybe that's just too much of a... Maybe that's just not gonna work in the current meta. Skrelv's Hive. Opponent gets in for 1. And... Well, I mean, Tough Cookie is good if we remain alive. Pass the... I mean, how many virtues can they possibly draw? Opponent. Nah, makes another token. Goes to combat. How close are we to winning? All right, fire up the token. Block and block. We have 4 foods. I guess we need a couple more. We need a couple more creatures. Ooh, like a gumdrop. Wow! And a bonus. Scoops it up bright and early. Bright and early. We could get a racing game with a Reslift Tennis. Ooh. That could be cool. Like Magic Mario Kart. I would play Magic Mario Kart. That would actually be sweet. Maybe that's what you got to do. Like, you just got to rip off games that are good. I think the problem is, it seems like, maybe it would be the same issue, but like, I would play Mario Kart with Magic characters. That would be really sweet. Or like, Smash with Magic characters, like Jace punching, I don't know, Chandra fighting Urza, fighting Nissa. That would be cool. the thing that I am absolutely floored about is they have not made an auto battler. That is the one that blows my mind. Like, I'm pretty sure that adding Battlegrounds basically saved Hearthstone, because it seems like Constructed Hearthstone really dropped in popularity. But adding the Battlegrounds auto battler mode, I think it's like more or less saving the game, like keeping it alive and running. Magic seems so incredibly perfect for it. I'm absolutely shocked that there's not a Magic auto battler. Maybe it's in the works and it hasn't come out yet, but they made, really, there's a Magic auto battler? Ooh, if there's a Magic auto battler, you should link it to me, because I would definitely play it and put it on stream. Battlegrounds, isn't Battlegrounds super fun? It is. Like, and they even, like, LSV did it. They made Storybook Brawl and made their own auto battler that before they, like, sold to FTX, and, like, I don't know what they were thinking with that. But before they did the weird FTX stuff, like, it was good and it's successful. It doesn't even seem that hard to make. You could hire Magic players who know Magic and know these games to make a Magic version that would be really fun, and I think it would be huge. Like, if you ever log into Hearthstone, hey, what's up, Mega Magic Carp? If you ever log into Hearthstone, you will see that Hearthstone's actually, like, a tiny part of what the actual game of Hearthstone is now. Like, a big chunk of it is non-Hearthstone games. They got, like, Mercenaries and Battlegrounds. They have these weird modes that you play. I don't know why Magic doesn't go more that direction. Well, I think that was our easiest win of the day. No idea what Battlegrounds is. What's another similar game that people might know compared to Battlegrounds? I've never played Teamfight Tactics. Is Teamfight Tactics an auto battler? Yeah, I've never actually played Mercenaries. But Magic, like, doesn't have any of those things, right? Like, on Arena, let's try adding Virtue. On Arena, it's just Arena. It's just Magic. How many Virtues should we play? Maybe we go 2 Virtues. Go down 1, go for the throat. Go down. Is Goose Mother even good? Maybe we go 3 Goose Mothers. It is legendary. Let's try two Virtues. The late game value we've seen from our opponents playing Virtue is just too much to pass up. I don't think we can resist. I'd buy MTG themed cosmetics for Destiny 2 for MTG. If they added stuff like Fortnite and God of War to it, so I'd go for it. Wait, I'd buy Magic themed cosmetics for Destiny 2 for MTG. They added stuff like Fortnite, God of War. Yeah, that would be cool. That's one thing I remember when Universes Beyond first started. Long Nap, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Hey, awesome, Long Nap. I'm glad the deck's working for you. I mean, shout out to Rooker. I'm assuming this is the burn deck. Shout out to Rooker who sent me the list. I mentioned that in the video too. If he's in the chat. So, but yeah, that was definitely a good one. MTG Hot Pockets the game. Oh, don't get. What is it with Hot Pockets in Magic? I can't believe Hot Pockets might be one of the best sleeper memes in the Magic community. You have like the old school Dave Levitt like meme of him like giving away Hot Pocket coupons on his like rerun stream stuff, like that whole meme. And then you have the Hot Pocket sponsorship and people just like going all out to get their Hot Pocket swag. Oh, it cracks me up. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, I guess it fits. Like, who doesn't want to have a nice Hot Pocket? I actually bought Hot Pockets recently. I bought Hot Pockets recently because of the Magic promo. Do you like Hot Pockets? I feel like Hot Pockets are actually not very good. I came away, I will say, disappointed. I came away disappointed with my Hot Pocket purchase. The Magic stuff was fine. Like, that was nice. Like, I'm glad I got the Magic stuff, but the actual eating of the Hot Pocket, it's not very good. Not very good. I'm pretty sure Bear even rejected them. I tried to give Bear a piece and Bear will eat anything. That's how I know. If Bear won't eat it, there's something to be concerned about, because Bear will eat stuff off the ground, dead animal carcasses. He'll eat any disgusting thing. I love barbecue. I used to like them. When I, like, forever ago. It reminds me of being, like, young and in college and that kind of stuff. Like, there was a time when I liked Hot Pockets, but when I ate them, I was just like, boy, this is just, like, not good pizza. If I'm gonna do this, why don't I just, like, actually eat some pizza? I think you get all the downsides of pizza health-wise, but none of the delicious taste of pizza. Or no, not none of the. It's not like Hot Pockets are horrible. It's just not great. Any food that costs $2 isn't going to be great. Yeah, that's actually, like, kind of an issue. Like, that's kind of oh boy, this is probably risking getting too close into politics. But it made me think of that song that was really popular, that protest song thing. Like, the thing is, like, good food isn't accessible to most people. Like, a lot of people who don't eat as healthy as they should, I think for a lot of people, it's not that they are like, oh, I don't want to eat healthy. It's that Hot Pockets are cheap and easy. Like, it's that Hot Pockets are something they actually can eat. They can afford to eat them. They can have the time to make them amid working, like, 2 jobs and, like, taking care of, you know, kids or whatever you're doing. So I really wish there was a way that people could more easily access healthier food. Like, because I know people who are like that. It's not like people want to eat Hot Pockets or, you know, whatever. They would like to eat better things, but it's just easier and cheaper to eat the Hot Pockets. What do you think of the Mardu value deck built around PNLR, Professional Facebreaker, and Decadent Dragon? It seems like that could be pretty good. Now, let's run up Greta. If we can run our opponent out of cards, then hopefully this Restless Cottage can get rid of the Liliana, in theory. Well, pass the turn. Yeah, I think that Pia is definitely appealing with adventures. I think adventures give Pia an actual shot. Yeah, the cookie deck, I haven't really got to try it in Best of 3 Standard yet. It's on my list. Has anyone played it in Best of 3? I felt like the deck had the possibility of actually being pretty strong. Alright, Greta down. Opponent plays a land. Gets and hits us. We draw even more lands. Could use a threat. A threat would be good. Well, we're gonna Restless Cottage. Hope our opponent's not holding one last removal spell. And they are. Alright, well, we were flooding out anyway, so. Opponent, the end. Gets rid of all the Restless Cottages. That's honestly pretty okay. Losing a land's kind of a bummer, but this is the end of my one and only friend. To clarify on the Hearthstone thing, I believe the closest thing to Hearthstone type game Magic has is Magic Spellslinger. I don't know if it has an auto battler though. I don't think I've ever played Spellslinger. I'll have to look it up. Abandoned. Ticking up. We discard a land. Well, can we draw a real Magic the Gathering card? This Liliana's done some serious work for our opponent. Go for the Throat. That is something that gets discarded to Liliana, unfortunately. Wow, we're going to just lose to Murex, aren't we? Starting to look that way. Sheoldred. Well, I mean, we have a go for the Throat. So there's definitely still been a lot of Sheoldreds.
tired of your
I guess Rakdos is like a slightly different color combination. Well, that's some pitiful running against this Liliana. My wife still eats Hot Pockets and Lunch Babies. I'm a chef and it hurts sometimes. Hey, I mean, everyone, if you like it, you like it. Tastes are different. I know one thing I run into is whenever I have to go out to a like good restaurant, I kind of usually hate it. Has anyone else had that experience? Like, you go out to like a Magic Con or something, or whatever, go to like a wedding or some big event, and you got to go to like was it not Lunch Babies? Oh, Lunch. I thought Lunch Babies was a product that I hadn't heard of, but maybe it was Lunchables. That would make more sense. That would make more sense than Lunch Babies. But whenever I go to like a fancy high-end restaurant, I'm like, well, I wish I was just like getting a burger somewhere. Where's the pizza? Where's the fries? Yeah, it seems like something people would like buy their kid to take to school, right? Like have a lunch baby. Also might get you bullied at school for eating lunch babies, but still. What are we? How are we sideboarding here? Sheoldred, Mardu, Rakdos mid-range. I mean, so the end seems good. Removal seems good. That game we just got by Liliana, essentially. Liliana was like 100 for one. I don't know. I wonder if Gumdrop Poisoner is even a main deck card. This seems hard. This would probably get way better with Sheoldred. That's one of the reasons that I am curious about adding Sheoldred to the deck, because I feel like Gumdrop Poisoner, when you have to crack the food to turn it on, seems kind of sketchy. The Gumdrop Poisoner really needs a way to gain life without spending mana, I think, which the best and easiest way is probably just Sheoldred, unfortunately. I feel like gourmet food can be sliced into way over the top if you're into it, and just darn good. Both exist. Yeah, maybe I've just had too much of the way over the top. No, all right, no lands. All right, many lands, but we'll try it. We'll try it. If a person would come to the U.S. for a Magic event, where in the U.S. are they more likely to meet you there? Who? I mean, wait, so is the question where in the U.S. do I live, or where in the U.S. am I most likely to attend a Magic event? So the odds of you coming to the U.S. and just running into me on the street are pretty low, because I live up in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York. So it's a place where if you're doing touristy stuff, unlikely you would be coming through this area. Pretty low in the list, the tier list of places to visit, I would say. As far as Magic events, there's really two options. One is East Coast events are more likely. Like if I go to a SCG Con or a Command Fest, much more likely to go to one that's in New York or Boston or Philly or Richmond than one that's on the West Coast, just because it's a lot easier to get to. The exception to that is Vegas. As a general rule, the whole Goldfish crew does Vegas every year. So that's probably the safest bet. If you ever want to like plan one trip to the US to meet me or the rest of the Goldfish crew, the best bet's honestly probably just to plan on going to Vegas, and you were likely. We pretty much go to every Vegas. Aw, how's the cat doing, Mega Magikarp? Abundant. All right, gonna kill our Dread Knight, but we have another Dread Knight. Hopefully this isn't a Graveyard Trespasser. That would be sad. I would like to end a Sheoldred for Rexian Arena. Well, I mean, we get to do most with Dread Knight things. Dread Knight, get it back. Underground River, play a Dread Knight. It never ends. Hit ya. See, Dread Knight's so good. Jaguar for the 65th month. So many months. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Hey, Seth, today's the first day of my 7-month parental leave. My son and I will be here for as many streams as possible. Oh, well, congratulations, Jaguar. That is super awesome. Take advantage of it. Be looking forward to seeing you at streams, but pretty awesome that you get to get 7 months to hang out with your new son. So tell him hello. Welcome to the MTG Goldfish stream. What is your son's name? Or if you don't want it public, that is perfectly fine too. Jon Smith, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Did we go after Lily? Did we ignore Lily? I mean, I think we Dread Knight. Draw a card. Dread Knight OP. Dread Knight OP. Go to combat. I think we're actually going to ignore Lily. We'll see if we regret this. Hit our opponent to 9. Play a Kaido. Take up the Kaido. Ooh, Terrace under. Okay, pass the turret opponent down to 8. Can we close it out? This game, our opponent's the one having the land troubles. Oh, I have a question for you, chat. How many of you have ever played Hearthstone? I had this question. Exosmith, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank ya. Let's get rid of Terra Sunder. Only played Battlegrounds. Here was a question I had, and I might have to try to figure out a way to do a video of this because I'm curious. What would win, Magic deck or a Hearthstone deck? Like if you take top tier Magic deck versus top tier Hearthstone deck, who would win? And you could play under either, so you might have to do both rule systems. I think you'd have to do like a best of 3 or something. So you'd have to do like one with the Hearthstone system where your deck would be a Magic deck but with no lands and you just get 1 land each turn. Play by the Hearthstone rules, and another where your Hearthstone deck would have to add lands and play by the Magic rules. I'm curious, with or without bans. I was inspired by this because the card market, crew did could a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, or could a Magic deck ever beat a Yu-Gi-Oh deck video? Beseech, Shieldred, the end, Decking a Dragon. Oh, Oni called Anvil spicy. Spicy. Okay, well, get rid of that. Go to combat. Okay, we're gonna kill the Liliana. Not thrilled about it, but I think it's necessary. Get rid of the Liliana. Take up the Kaido. Draw a card.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Dread Knight. Again. I mean, this has just been a Dread Knight game. All we have done is play Dread Knights. And I guess a Kaido and a removal spell. But really, our only threats have been Dread Knights, and our opponent's at 7. And our opponent's gonna like cast a Shieldred and make us sack a Dread Knight, and then we get it back and do it again. Like, the card's really good. Oh yes, the dream is happening. This is what I've been waiting for. This makes all the losses worth it. Okay. This is the end. Shieldred, the end. They also did Magic with Hearthstone rules. Oh, did they? I didn't even know that was a video they did. I'm gonna have to look that up now because I'm. Oh, I kind of think I know what you mean. They played Magic, but with Hearthstone rules. So they weren't playing Hearthstone decks, right? They were just playing Magic, but like you always get a land drop and so forth. I might have seen that. That sounds familiar now. But I'm curious. I wonder how it would line up. Magic versus Hearthstone. Hearthstone would be very hard to replicate in paper, because it has a lot of alchemy mechanics, like drafting from spellbooks and stuff, which would be very, very hard to do. Magic, you could replicate digitally fine, but how do you actually play against Hearthstone? So I don't know how you actually do it in practice. Maybe it just wouldn't be... Could I choose to attack Shieldred or only Magic combat rules? Yeah, that would be the question, is what rule system to use. I would imagine if you actually tried to test this in a paper game, you would have to do, like, a set of games with some with each rule system. Some with the Hearthstone rules where you would attack your opponent's like creatures. I don't know how you would get like taunt or whatever. I don't know what that would. Is this worth it? I guess we'll keep it. Goose mothers, honk honk. Well, Restless Cottage. I mean, we got Tough Cookie, we got Night of Sweet's Revenge. We don't have any answers to anything, which is a bit scary. Tough Cookie. Yeah. About it. How about no Liliana for once? How do we feel about no Liliana? Decadent Dragon. Okay, that's no Liliana. That's good. That's good. When there's a Dread Knight. You know what? Let's run out a Little Goose. Hong Kong. Get in it, ya. Down 18. So the opponent has stolen some of our cards, although if they don't steal lands, they're going to need to make treasures. Well, they did steal land, okay. And, wow. We actually had a goose in hand, too. Alright. Well, there goes the geese. Shadowverse recently made a paper game. I don't know why they changed. Ooh. I didn't realize there was Hearthstone in paper. How much does Hearthstone balance change if HP regens? I mean, I think stats between... I think stats between Hearthstone and Magic is actually fairly comparable. So I don't think the creature size would change too much. I think the biggest difference in Hearthstone is you're just guaranteed a land. So you'll see, if you look at like tier Hearthstone decks, you will almost always, Hilda deck, yeah. I can grab that. If you look at like tier Hearthstone decks, a lot of them will have like a random busted 8 or 9 or whatever drop. Like some very expensive high-end card, just because you know that eventually you're going to get there. Even if you're playing the most aggressive deck, because you're getting a mana every turn guaranteed, you know that sooner or later you're going to get to 8 mana. So like your aggro mono red deck can play a random 8 drop or a 10 drop or something. I think that's probably the biggest difference, or one of the biggest differences. How about a removal spell? No. Okay, well, that's not good. Not good, not great. I'll play Greta. And, I mean, I guess we pass. Oh, Sheoldred. Sheoldred. We have removal in our deck, I swear. We actually do have a bunch of removal. About it. Decadent Dragon. And passes. So we sack Night of Sweet's Revenge. We get a bunch of big creatures, not enough to win. We can start sacking food to draw cards, but that powers down Night of Sweet's Revenge. I mean, we have to kill the Sheoldred, right? When it comes down to it, if we don't find a way to kill the Sheoldred, we're not going to win this game. Well, sack to Greta. Another Night of Sweet's Revenge. Down to 15. We draw. Okay, that's a go for the throat. That is very helpful. That is very, very helpful here. So play the land. Now things are interesting. So let's go for the throat. Sheoldred. Get it out of here. Playing Night of Sweet's Revenge. Number 2. Make a food. Oh no. Hopefully this works properly. We're gonna try to fire up a food and attack. Hopefully we don't accidentally fire up the summoning sick one. 4/4. Go attacking. Opponent. All right, takes the beats. All right, this is it. We got 2 Nights of Sweet's Revenge. We can make our team huge. Is there any way it's enough? Opponent's got a dragon. They got one of our cards in exile. They can make a treasure. They're looking at our Mosswood Red Knight. It's another end. Okay, okay. Opponent aggressively exiling all of our sweet cards. Tap land. Combat. Gets in. Makes a treasure. And Liliana. Okay.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come.
Ticks down. Well, we'll sack the Greta. The tough cookie is more important here. 1, 2, 3. Make it a 4/4. 1, 2, 3. Make it a 4/4. Go to combat. Hit ya for 8. Kill the Liliana. Play the cottage. It all comes down to this draw. We need the tough cookie to live. We need the tough cookie to live. Opponent plays a land. Oh, Sheoldred's Edict. The tough cookie does not live. Oh no, that was so close. Oh, we were so close. We needed our tough cookie's so good. Opponent, Mosswood Dread Knight. I assume that's our Mosswood Dread Knight. Gets in with the dragon, makes a treasure. We drop to 5. Well, we only have 1 black. Somehow we only have 1 black source, but fire up the Restless Cottage. Does not have trample, right? Does not have trample. I wish if we had 1 more black source, this would look way different. Yeah, how do we make it die, though? Go to combat. Get in with the cottage. Make a food. Exile Sheoldred. Opponent goes to 1. All right. Opponent can activate Mirrex. Sure. Untaps. I mean, we can sack food, so we're not dead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So sack a food. Sack of food. Opponent hits us to 3. Passes. Oh. What if they have a removal spell? What if they have a removal spell? There's nothing we can do about it, right? We just gotta go for it. Cottage. Play the land. Go to combat. What a close game. Attack. Eat a Liliana. Oh! No! Oh my goodness! Yeah, there's no make disappearing that. So we can go to 9? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this means we're dead. We don't have enough mana to sack enough food. There's always a Kamigawa card to ruin our day. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sack. Yeah, that does it. Wow. Wow. So what do we learn about the food deck? And I gotta say, so overall I think our record was not great. We didn't get to Panharmonicon, so I guess we'll have to do a Panharmonicon stream in the future. So what do we learn about the food deck? And I really like this deck. It plays well, it's fun, it's different, it's got a bunch of new cards. I think we definitely saw some big upsides with like Tough Cookie, really strong card. Mosswood Dead Knight, it actually is the truth. Like, the card is really, really good. Those two cards in specific felt really good. Gumdrop Poisoner, I think's pretty disappointing. I think, honestly, the deck probably needs to play Shieldrids. Like, it sucks, and I hate saying those words, and it feels wrong. But I think Gumdrop Poisoner, just with the food, I don't think it's actually good enough. Like, we saw it be very, very clunky to have to, like, spend 2 mana to sack a food to try to kill a small creature, maybe spend 4 mana to sack 2 foods to kill a bigger creature. So it's just very, very, unfortunately, clunky. So I feel like Gumdrop Poisoner, either gotta, like, add Shieldrids and so forth, or maybe cut the Gumdrop Poisoners. I think overall, I really like the deck. I enjoyed playing the deck. I want to keep playing the deck and messing around with the deck and see if we can keep improving the deck. I will say that, like, it can grind, but we had a lot of games where, as we ground with our opponent, we ended up just a little bit short, like that last game, where that couple of damage, you know, from Shieldred or whatever just ends up adding up and being the difference. So whether or not the deck can actually compete against the best decks in Standard, that's another question. Knight of Sweet's Revenge, I kind of have mixed feelings on it. It's definitely one of the coolest cards in the deck, and it does allow for really powerful late games, but it also seems to have a little bit of the Panharmonicon problem, where especially if you run into aggro, it's actually hard to find time to get it on the battlefield. Like, finding a time to spend 4 mana, even with a couple of foods, because it only makes green mana, it's kind of tricky to find the window to get it down. Once you get it down, it is a nice finisher that can close out the game. Goose Mother, definitely not Hydroid Crosses. I do like it, but it's like a Hydroid Crosses that usually doesn't draw you any cards. It's like a Hydroid Crosses that you gain more life eventually, but you don't usually draw any cards because it's unlikely that it actually gets to attack. It is very nice, though, with Knight of Sweet's Revenge, if you can just put a ton of food on the battlefield. Virtue of Persistence, we didn't actually get to see, late addition to the deck. So I would say overall, probably like a low B as far as how competitive Knight of Sweet's Revenge food is. I think the deck's fun. I would recommend playing it for fun, but as far as like, I'm going to dethrone Dimir, I'm going to dethrone Esper Control as being the best deck in Standard, this might not quite be on that level. So yeah, there's a lot of things that blow out food. We didn't see many of those, but Farewells really blows it out. We saw a ton of exile-based removal with people playing tons of the Ends and March of Otherworldly Lights. So as great as Dread Knight is, people are being prepared for exiling creatures. So that is another concern. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. But Panharmonicons, we'll bring those back for another one. So anyway, everyone, I believe that brings us to the end of our stream for today. So next stream on Thursday. Not sure what we're playing yet, but we will figure it out. Reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube. Those who invite all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Tons of stuff going up on there. Super sweet Against the Odds featuring Wilds of Eldraine Standard tomorrow. And one more reminder than our sponsor day is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/FTGGoldfish. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. Yeah, next stream is on Thursday. That's Thursday night. Did I misspeak? But yes, next stream Thursday. Thursday normal time, Thursday evening. So on that note, everyone, thanks for hanging out on this Wilds of Eldraine release day. I hope you have an amazing night, a great day, and I will see you on Thursday to have some more fun. So until then, be good, everyone. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon.